Well, it's not
Yeah.
the dick; it's the load.
It's the balls.
The dick is stored in the balls.
The dick is stored in the balls. There's my
Where
cold
else
open.
would you keep it?
There is my cold open.
Beam boom.
This rules because, as far as the audience is concerned, Danny was late.
hmm
All right. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
There we go.
Right into it.
On beans.
Yeah.
You guys remember Beans?
No.
From Even
Like
Stevens?
the concept
yeah.
of beans.
No, Beans from Even Stevens.
No.
We
I've
had
never
a
seen even Steven.
I've never heard of a legume.
we had harassment training at work, and the dad from Even Stevens was the harassing boss, and it was pretty.
Did you
funny.
learn how to harass people?
I did.
Did you pass the training?
Yeah.
Nice. Now
All
you can
good
harass
things.
all your coworkers.
Now I know exactly how to shut them down when they
Hell
try to
yeah.
shut me down.
There you go.
I'm effectively degreased.
Dash is going to
I
be
mean-
making that face the whole video.
Made this way too strong.
Well, now add some more non-alcohol to it that you've sipped from it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
add
said what I
some
wanna
cheese
add.
grease.
Why are you
Send
like
some-
this?
Probably how I was raised.
I blame the schools.
That's a good option.
I just had those round pizzas and I just was fascinated from an early age.
Pizzas are normally round.
Prove
Sometimes
it.
they're square.
So are we just like into it? Have we already started?
I guess. I don't
Depends
know.
on where you start the episode, I
I'm
guess.
squeezing limes.
Squeezing limes and smoking dimes.
As we
Mhm.
all are at some point during the day.
I actually finally ran out of the weed that I bought last April.
Heyo.
Yeah. I gave
Was it a large quantity, or did you cut back?
I cut back. Well, I didn't really cut back. I just smoked a very small amount very consistently.
Mm.
But I bought an eighth back in April and just finished it. So
I purchased marijuana gummies when I was in Santa Cruz. And I walked all the way to the weed store. It was a 20-minute walk, but it's in Santa Cruz, so the weather was nice. Got it, and then walked all the way back to the hotel room. And when I walked in there, first of all, I didn't realize they were like Apple stores. But
Oh,
second, I go in there and I tell the man, like, hey, this is not my forte, but when in Rome, etc. I'm gonna figure out, just like whatever, just like what should I do? And he's like, okay, well, you probably want to start with these. And he gave me like these little like pear gummies or whatever. And then I was also looking at stuff. And I'm like, oh well, what about these like peanut butter cups? Because I like peanut butter cups.
mhm.
They're like, oh, those will probably be really strong. You want to watch out around those. So I still bought them. And I walked back to the hotel room.
Fuck you,
Yeah,
weed man.
He tells me, it's like just start with one of these, and take it easy. And I'm very familiar with the stories that are always like these edibles ain't shit. But they were like what 10 milligrams each for the gummies,
Probably.
hmm
and
Most likely.
I ate one and I gave it an
Kind
hour.
of
and nothing
surprised he had you
happened.
start off on 10.
Yeah, honestly, for a first timer.
What they do with it's how they do it in Santa Cruz. So I think he gave me the 10 milligram one and I eat it and I give it an hour and absolutely
It's
nothing
Wild
happens.
West out there.
So I have a second one. I give it another hour and absolutely nothing happens. So I start to say like these edibles ain't shit, and I have 3 more.
Oh
And
no.
absolutely nothing happens. So I'm like, maybe it was just the first time. So the next night I do the same thing and I have like 6 of them and I eat a peanut butter cup. The peanut butter cup is the best peanut butter cup I've ever had in my life. It tasted so good. The center of it was like semi-liquid in the center. Absolutely
Mhm.
delightful. These people need to get out of the weed game and they need to go fully into the peanut butter cup manufacturing.
But I mean, the weed adds to the flavor, though.
Hey,
So-
it's whatever they're doing. I got not high off of any of this stuff. And then on the third day when I had to fly back, it's like, well, I can't take the stuff on the plane with me. and I have to go to Tucson, Arizona. So I ate all of the remaining stuff before getting on the airplane, and absolutely nothing happened to me.
God damn it.
Edibles are weird. It took me
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 times before edibles did anything, and then the one time it did, or the first time it did something, I was just like, oh fuck, because I was
Yeah.
I was playing D&D, and like
Ooh.
I was just like, I wonder if I'll like notice it, because I was kind of like, I don't know what being high feels like. Maybe I just won't, like, maybe it'll be like gradual, and it was not. It felt like the whole room was just like
That was really good.
I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, I had tried edibles quite a few times and nothing had happened. And then on a similar-ish experience, I got a peanut butter cup that was 100 milligrams, supposedly. So I sat down and I ate it, and I started playing Skyrim, and then I woke up the next morning.
Nice.
So that one worked.
Well, I guess that's as good of an intro as anything, ladies and gentlemen. We are here doing this is Reefer Madness Jazz Session. We
I'm gonna make sure of that.
We're here hanging out after hours. It's late night. It's a Saturday night, and I'm feeling all right.
We can
And-
say
45
cuss
for
words
Ryan.
now.
It's still kind of like early, late afternoon for Ryan, but we are going
It's
to
like
be
7
talking.
o'clock.
We're going to be talking about the year in video games for everything that we did not get an opportunity to talk about. And we're going to see if this works out as a format or not. And if not, then we'll never do it again, and then that's okay. We've all got some lovely mixed beverages with us right
Because
now.
it's after hours.
Or Hunter, who has 2 independent beverages that he is simply drinking at different times, mixing them in his belly.
It's
But
No
yeah,
better way to do
a
it.
deconstructed cocktail.
it's a deconstructed cocktail, high concept.
And one
But-
of the most simple cocktails at that, might I add.
Yeah, drinking a soda.
Look,
and
it's
drinking-
nevertheless-
It's a high content. It's high concept, but I don't know how to do it. So
Well, fair enough. Should
Um,
we
Somebody's
should
gonna
we
pick you
toast
up
to
and
the
shake
jazz
you
session?
around like one of those bartender mixers.
all day I have been meaning to get Jerry Seinfeld saying, "So you like jazz?" But I've been doing other things and simply not spending the 2 minutes it would take me to get this set up.
Just
been
set
too
your
busy
keyboard
thinking
to
about
trumpet.
Double Doom and Fang.
I
Ugh.
am low volume pumping jazz covers of video game music into my headphones.
You could
underneath
literally,
this
like, of all of the
conversation.
opportunities, you could just play the Persona 5 soundtrack.
That's
Opting not
next.
to.
That's next.
And what
Ah.
a year to not choose to do that.
Yeah, you shove it into literally every other category except this.
Not the jazz session.
It's about the games you don't play.
That's true. This is about the games we did not talk about.
Well, and but also
I thought
about
that
the
was
games
misconnections.
about the games that we did talk about. And I'm just going to lead into what I'm going to call the first segment here, which are the stats. I went through
I'm
yesterday
intrigued by this.
and I listened to. I shouldn't say I listened to the entire thing of every single one of them, but I went through and I recorded our every single game that got brought up and how many awards each one received.
Let's hear it.
And I can say we have a top 5 with no ties.
All right.
However, we do also have a top 10 with some ties,
Let's hear it all.
but a
Yeah.
clean top 10.
This
so I
is an
think
extended
number one.
jam.
I think in normal fashion that I am going to go ahead and do the honorable mentions. I'm going to say sharing the number 9 and number 10 slot. We have got Pointy and the
Hell yeah.
Quarry with a respectable 4 awards each. It's an
We
honor
should
to be
send these
nominated.
stats off to them.
Oh yeah, just let them know, like, hey, you were available for it. And the lower end of the stats are populated with a lot of a single person was able to force this into a list by just having it repeat.
Right.
What are you trying to say?
Persona 5 really.
So 8 through
6.
6, 8 through 6, we
You
have
got
got,
there.
and also
He's fucked
again,
up already.
these are all
You made that drink
Who
too
sips with
strong.
his drink and Dash is plastered.
I've
One
always
sip
had
you
this-
can't see anymore.
I've always had this
Fuck is the
fear that if
number?
I like go to one of the drunk driving checkpoints somewhere and they ask me to do the thing where I like say the alphabet in reverse because I can't do that under any circumstance.
No,
Um,
if that happens, tell them I cannot do that.
just like, can you give me
That's-
any other test?
Yes, say that.
Can
That's
we
a,
please
no
just
one
go
can
to
do
a
that.
breathalyzer?
They
Yeah, it's
say
like, that's
that
not
so that
actually
you will
possible.
say. They say that to try to get you to say, "I can't do that even when I'm sober."
Ah,
Hmm.
So, like, yeah, just tell them you can't do that. Be
So-
honest.
for 8, 7, and 6, we have got with 5 awards each: Pokemon Legends Arceus, God of War Ragnarok, and Live Alive.
Hey,
What a
Alright.
weird crew.
Honorable.
What a
Yeah.
nightmare bong rotation.
So then getting into the top 5, which since we do a top 5 list, this is where this shit really matters. I don't know if we want to try to play a game with any of these, or I can just say them.
No,
they
game it.
are games.
Yeah,
Game
game
it. Game it.
Okay,
Make it a game.
so what does everyone think
Power wash.
number 5 is based on the things that I just said were 10 through 6? This game
Persona
had
5
five.
Royal.
This game had 6 awards. No, Persona 5 Royal is not there. Persona 5 Royal got 3 awards.
I'm gonna
You
guess...
honorable mentioned it a lot, but you didn't actually put it into your results.
I guess,
Um,
yeah, because I
gonna
felt
guess
guilty
Neon
about
White.
it.
That's what I was thinking.
Ooh.
I'm thinking maybe Sifu.
I think Neon
Dragons.
White might be higher.
We
I
got
think
Neon White, we got
White's
Sifu.
probably like.
Yeah, I'm thinking Neon is
3.
higher. I'm guessing Sifu.
So wait. No, we got Elden Ring and Vampire Survivor are top 2
Surely,
for sure.
surely.
So then we got Neon White, Sifu. What's the number 5?
This might help a bit. The number 5 game got 6 awards. The number 4 game got 16.
Oh shit.
All right.
So the
So
gap
Power
is
Wash
large.
Simulator. Power
No.
Wash Simulator.
Power Watch Simulator got 3.
Ah, shit.
All me,
Switch
baby.
sports.
Switch
That only got
Sports-
1.
Yeah. Switch
Okay.
Sports got 1.
Yeah.
Oh, also for the record, I did not count awards for most disappointing. Nor
Okay.
did those work as like negative awards or anything like that. I considered
Right.
that, but the only time it would come into play was for God of War, and it would just deprive that of 1 award, and it's not worth the. It's petty, not worth it.
God of
Surely I
War,
didn't-
number 5.
No,
No,
it's
because I
not
already
God
said
of
God of
War
War
came
was
up
number
already.
Oh, shit.
6.
Surely
You
I didn't
did,
give
you did.
Session enough awards to come up.
Well,
Nope, Session
if
also
he's not-
3.
If
Okay.
he's not counting Letdown, then we can
Session,
talk about
Stray?
Power
Gundam
Wash,
Evolution.
Persona, Pentiment, a little to the left were all 3 awards.
Did Stray get 4?
No, Stray had even less. Fewer.
Okay.
Stray was 2.
Hmm.
A little to the left.
I think.
I
think.
just said a little
Oh,
to
I'm
the left
sorry.
moments ago. Got 3.
I think
Kirby
you
Forgotten
got.
Lands.
The important part of
That's a
jazz
good
is that you're
guess.
listening to what other people are doing.
Mhm.
If you're not going to listen to what Dash is doing,
There's Posh.
I never listen to jazz. Can't stand the stuff.
So I think we have run ourselves out, and you should just tell us what number 5 is.
Number
Proteus.
5 for our objective game of the year list between us all.
Hmm.
Congratulations to Splatoon 3.
Ah,
Oh.
shit! I should have
Okay.
known. That was
Yeah.
largely
You really
me.
should have. Yeah, you
I
forced
should
that
have.
6 awards on Splatoon 3.
I was
Yeah.
pretty sure all of them were you, Danny.
Except for Ryan's misconnection, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I didn't put misconnections into this. I didn't factor misconnections.
Okay, so then it
Okay.
was all Danny.
Yeah, that was all me.
100%
Um,
Danny.
So then
all
that
me,
moves us,
baby.
that moves us into our number 4 slot with 16 awards.
Number 4.
Neon White.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
I
Sifu.
agree.
I say Sifu. I think fewer of us played Sifu, and so there were less of us to give awards to it.
I think it's the
Connor?
exact amount of us played Sifu.
Yeah,
Because you didn't
I'm
play Neon White, did
actually-
you?
I'm
I
gonna say
did.
Sifu.
I think I was was I the only one who didn't play Neon White?
And I was the only one
I
who
think
didn't
so.
play Sifu.
I didn't play Sifu.
We are
Oh,
going to
shit.
give this one to team bottom of the screen. Sifu is our number 4 game of the
That-
year.
I mean,
at
I guess that
16
does
awards.
make sense.
So moving on up to the number 3, getting into the top 3 slot. 18 awards.
Neon White.
Neon
Neon
White.
White.
Gundam Evolution.
Gundam Evolution. Sorry, Hunter. No, Gundam Evolution did only have 2, both from
Both
you.
for me.
Actually, I'm going to say Elden Ring.
I feel like Elden Ring would be higher.
I think Elden
I
Ring
think
is
Elden
number
Ring got
2.
higher awards, but I don't think it was in as many people's categories.
I think Elden Ring got number 2.
I think I gave Elden Ring an award in almost every category.
Your number 3 game of the year, 18 awards, Vampire Survivors.
Oh,
Really?
Shit.
Wow.
I would have thought number 2 on that.
Yeah,
I thought
same.
number 1.
Well, then I'm
Move
going to
it.
say 2 is Neon White and then 1 is Elden Ring.
Moving on
Yeah.
up, 19 awards, beating Vampire Survivors by a narrow 1 award.
I think Elden Ring because I think it was Ryan's logic of higher awards but fewer numbers of awards.
The placement of games are not like weighted or pointed anyway. I did consider doing
Right.
that, like ones being
Right.
worth more, but that was too complicated and I didn't want to bother.
I'm
Elden
going
Ring.
with Neon White.
Yeah,
for
so
number
Elden
2.
Ring.
19 awards. Number 2 game of the year, Neon White.
Yeah, all right.
And then rounding
Good
out the
job,
top
Neon
end
White.
with 34
Yeah,
awards.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
baby.
okay.
Point
yeah.
B.
Power
Elden
wash.
Ring.
I thought you were
Um,
supposed to listen to what Dash said, Ryan.
There was a period of time
Never.
where, as I was like recording these, where Neon White and Elden Ring were neck and neck. Like it got to the point where I actually thought Neon White was going to end up getting more. But it was around the time we got to Moment or Sequence and Weapon
Oh.
that just Elden Ring just started knocking shit out.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
single
So-
person
so
here
list
had an
off-
Elden Ring weapon.
List off the 5 again. It's Elden Ring
Number-
at number 1.
Elden Ring, Neon White, Vampire Survivors, Sifu, and Splatoon 3.
Splatoon
Danny
3,
force fucked Splatoon 3 into the top 5 solo.
A variety of games only had 1 vote in terms of
Sorry,
things that
what was 4 again? Sorry, I'm writing these down.
Sifu.
Sifu. I eat it. I
Yeah, every single
C4, I
time.
eat it.
Yep,
Ooh.
C4.
Oh,
I Sifu, I award it.
in Sifu 4, they give you C4.
In
That's the
terms
only
of
weapon.
rounding out the kind of bottom part of it, just games that did get 2 votes: Hyper Demon, Kirby, Stray, Dwarf Fortress, Gundam Evolution, and Cult of the Lamb.
Those are games.
I tell you what,
Elden Ring, though, 34 awards.
to a second place 19.
Which I think Elden Ring being our number 1 game with a bunch of awards leads us smoothly, segues perfectly into Hunter. I need to hear your complaints about it.
Yeah, Hunter, you've got a little booklet.
absolutely.
You've got a little
Please.
black book.
I got to hear the dirt, the tea, the drama.
Well, I'll start with one that's not really a complaint and more an observation. And that the random
game's just
soldier
too
enemies, the random soldier enemies can guard counter without guarding first.
Sounds like you just suck as a swordsman.
What?
You know how guard counters like are a thing in Elden Ring?
Sure.
You mean a parry?
No.
If you
You
block,
block
an attack and then hit
heavy
attack, a heavy attack right after, you do like a special animation attack.
I legitimately didn't know that.
You didn't
Yeah,
know that?
I think only some
I
swords can
dodge.
do it, or
I don't
Oh.
use shields.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think
I
it
guess
might be mostly
You're a
like
big swordman.
two-hand swords and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
don't.
I mean, it
don't
definitely
guard. I
works with
dodge.
shields.
You might be able to do it with everything. I don't know. I only used it like 3 times total because it.
Yeah, it's
honestly,
some
not
of
coming handy.
the early shields have it.
But yeah, some of the soldier enemies like Godric soldiers and stuff, they can just do it without even guarding. Like I noticed this because some of them started doing it when I wasn't even close enough for them to hit me. They just like they were using claymores and started doing it. It's like, hey, wait a second, I did that a couple times.
Wait a minute, that move.
I think my biggest complaint though is obviously the open world because
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, fuck that. Who likes that?
it's very pretty. It looks beautiful,
Yeah, what garbage.
but I think it's empty as fuck.
Fuck yourself.
Like
Disagree.
I think
there
Well,
are
I
plenty
think I
of
get where
tombs
you're-
and stuff, but
Mhm.
but there's so much empty space between them where you'll maybe find like a couple random packs of enemies. Or
I get where you're coming from on that, but it gave me more of like, I guess like Shadow of the Colossus kind of vibes, where it doesn't feel as empty as Shadow of the Colossus, but it's like it gives you breathing room between different areas. Because there are some areas in that game, like if that whole game was like whatever the capital city is, where it was like just that densely packed in. I think it would be too
Leyndell.
much. Yeah,
Yeah.
Leyndell or
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
got a
I
variety
agree.
of situations to find yourself in.
I mean, I
think
get it. I
it
just
does a good job of making it seem like it's sprawling by it. I don't know. It's realistic that way, I guess. Where it
Shit's
has
big out there.
space.
There's not always shit happening right in front
yeah,
of you.
I guess, but at the same time, like,
It's immersive, Hunter.
yeah,
Hey,
it
this
sucks.
is this
It's
is
the-
subjective. Hunter's allowed to have an
It's the
opinion.
No,
immersive
fuck
part
him.
of life where it
Oh, you know
sucks.
what? You're right. I hadn't considered that. Fuck him.
Also, another big complaint is torrent sucks balls.
I don't.
Because-
Torrent's
I
cool.
don't understand the
dope.
complaint with torrent.
He's a
Torrent-
horse that can double jump.
Yeah, double jumping is actually bad most of the time because the way fall damage is calculated is purely based on how long you're in the air, not
real
like
fall
fall
damage.
distance or something. So double jumping actually increases the chances of you dying or getting hurt from fall damage.
But
That's
you
what I
Skill
learned in
issue.
real
double,
life.
Skill issue.
And there's also like if you could upgrade torrent somehow, like
I do
either
agree
its
with
health or like
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
torrent
right.
should be upgradable.
that would be great. I would lose all of my complaints against torrent, but otherwise
isn't
an
there
enemy
Minecraft
can
horse
look
armor?
at you.
let
in
me
Elden Ring.
feed torrent hay to level him up.
I
I
would
want a
pay
horsemanship stat.
or horse armor.
Mm.
Yeah.
Torrent dies way too easily in the late game.
Yeah, you can. An enemy can look at torrent and he'll either die or you'll fall off him and be stuck in a getting up animation for the next 10 seconds.
It's the
And
only
there's
way
no-
they can balance on horse
Yeah.
combat
And
against
there's
bosses.
nothing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Other than get off
Except
the
get
horse.
good.
Like
They
it
also-
got to
You
the
gotta
point
use the
where
fall animation strategically, Hunter.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
just don't get hit. What are you
Right.
bad at this game?
I think sticking with the Shadow of the Colossus thing, like they probably could have done more narrative wise with torrent.
Oh,
They
yeah,
probably could have
absolutely.
done
Yeah.
I
more
think as far as they
narrative-wise
go, it's
with
just kinda like-
stuff.
Here's a magic horse.
Yeah, he's
And-
kind of
oh, okay.
meaningless to the story. He's really just a means to an end.
Mm.
Like he doesn't need to be like connected to anybody, but it's like I don't know. Maybe explain why somebody gets a torrent.
give him a
Right.
jellyfish moment.
exactly.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
do the torrent why do the tarnished need a spectral steed?
Because
What's
he's
that
cool.
Because
yeah,
the
but,
empty
like-
world is large and empty, and now you're gonna get otherwise.
Dash's rule of cool
Damn. Checkmate.
argument is actually valid.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
sick. Like everything, like most of the stuff in that game, it's the reason it's like that is because it's sick.
But
Or
most
it's not
things that are
sick.
sick have like at least have some sort of little like blurb.
Okay, here's a fucking sick thing that wears its blurb. Like you explained this shit to me. So we have all played FromSoft games before. We all know how much it sucks to fight birds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What if birds had knives on the feet?
Sounds dope.
And a mask
Those were-
would make an explosion.
Those were some of the first enemies in the game that was like, oh fuck.
Knife
What
birds
if the birds
rule.
could
Really?
sing?
they kicked my ass.
Oh,
They
Because they
suck.
kinda
They're,
suck to
they're like
fight.
the flaily jerky boys from Dark Souls. Like
I
I-
liked them, but I also never really had that much issue with them.
yeah, I thought they were cool, but I don't think I definitely never died to them. I've only been hit
It's
by
such
them
a
a couple
simple
times.
idea for an enemy. It's like, what if we take a big hawk and we just attach knives
Big
to
hog.
its legs? And it's like,
Grant,
yeah, okay, I'm down.
Granted-
For
There's a point later where they give them a gun.
That's true. Not for
thank you,
nothing.
George R.R. Martin.
They also fucked me up. I'm so bad at fighting birds.
The
just 'cause they take
Bloodhound's
so long.
blade. The
I did
Bloodhound's
not
blade
get-
definitely made it
energy
easier.
As the fucking like dog crows from Bloodborne.
Oh yeah, those. I
Hell
love
yeah.
those
We'll talk
guys.
about
I
we'll talk
never-
about Bloodborne.
I never got
We'll get
to bird with gun, but like my whole thing of like I have to get good before I actually play this game. Therefore, I am going to beat the first tree sentinel before I do anything else.
Which
kinda
again,
s-
Not a
Yeah.
good strategy.
Yeah,
Huh.
no, definitely
I mean,
advised
it-
against.
I mean, I
it
did it
skewed
too,
my
to be fair.
perspective of like the early game because like Margit provided a challenge. It
Marge.
took a couple hours to beat Margit. But like I don't know. Like the game just seemed like there was very little that was threatening after that. Like I everywhere I walked, I was just like, yeah, I can do this. I might die a couple times, but I can do this. I don't know.
Again, like
Elden Ring ain't threatening.
the hardest boss for me was the dual gargoyles, and like everything else I beat within like 4 attempts.
They're called the Bell Gargoyles.
There's no bell. There's just a waterfall.
That game has 2 poison swamp areas.
Yeah.
And you can't use torrent. Torrent's only good use is getting over the poison swamps without poisoning you, and you can't use them in one. You can't use them in the worst one.
I
You use them in the
love
Lake of
that-
Rot, though.
That's why it's worse.
I think.
I love that like that interview with Miyazaki where he's just like, I keep making the poison swamps. I don't go in setting out to do them, but I do just keep
They
doing
just
it.
show up.
Oops.
Like it's just absolutely beyond his control.
The man's
It's not
an
a bug,
artist,
it's a
and the art
feature.
has to flow out of him.
The art is poison swamps. He
I
figures
need
out
there to
where-
be a poison swamp in Armored Core. Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
desperately.
it's just like rust
There will
Jeez.
be.
robot.
It's
or
going to be
something.
an acid swamp.
yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
gonna be some sort of like nuclear waste thing.
Mm,
However he has to frame it, I'm not picky.
right.
It has to be there, though.
Going back to what a thing Ryan said about how torrent should have like some sort of narrative importance, also leads into this, which is Melena, what the one that gives you torrent and lets you level up.
Melena.
Yeah,
Melena.
she is a
Andrew
non.
Molina.
She is literally only there.
I
To
find it a
tell
bit
you-
geekery sometimes.
Yeah.
She's only there to be like, hey, you can level up. Here's a horse. Bye. And then there's like some optional dialogue until you get to the capital where she's like, oh, I need to leave. And it's like, I forgot you were here.
Seek.
I
rest.
really
And then you beat Margit again after a couple hours, and she's like, oh, let's journey together again. It's like, okay, I get nothing
Yeah.
changed when you were gone. So, okay.
I like based on how much I was seeing conversation about Melina and how she presented herself in the early game, I thought she would be far more present throughout, but I guess
She
not.
matters in different endings.
Mm,
Like if you
Really?
become the Lord of Frenzied Flame, then her stuff matters more.
She becomes Sans Undertale.
Yeah,
mm.
she's already
True.
sans Undertale. She's already without Undertale.
But that's the thing. Like, I get what, like, just having her show up when you were like resting at a bonfire, I think would have gone a lot more to making people remember her or
Mhm.
caring about her. But to the fact, like, maybe not do like older Souls games where you have to do a whole animation and speaking thing each time you want to level up, because, you know, obviously that takes fucking time. But I think like just her showing up when you sit down, I feel would add more, because, you know, when she sacrifices herself or what the fuck ever, is like, I don't care.
To
Yeah,
rip on
maybe
this a
if,
little
like,
bit, they
in
nail it
different
so
points-
hard with the doll, and I think that they
Yeah.
really perfect this idea with what they did with the doll in Bloodborne.
Yeah, which is part of why it's like, how did they go
They've
so
stepped
far
backwards.
Game just
'Cause,
has
like-
a lot of characters.
back? And I know there's like some optional
already
dialogue
asking
with her, but,
people
like,
to keep up with it.
there's like optional dialogue with her at the churches, but that's like like what, 8 bonfires maybe in the whole game. It's like, I'm not gonna remember. I don't remember shit she said there.
Well, I mean, there's something to like this, like having scarcity make something kind of special. Like I don't know, I'm blowing shit out of my ass. I'm feeling this dark and stormy.
Ready.
No, I'm with you. I think having stuff be more kind of like sparsely sprinkled throughout it fits better with how FromSoft tells the story in its games.
Yeah, like that's the style that FromSoft does. It like where it just lore is infrequent and kind of hard to come by unless you are like specifically looking for it. And so when you have those like repeated moments with certain characters, even if they are infrequent, they're memorable. Like I remember pretty much every interaction I ever had with Knight Solaire in Dark Souls. And like he didn't show up a ton, but
Hunter,
he was,
I'm
he
gonna
was
come in
present.
and I'm gonna maybe riff on what you're talking about a little. I think that the Fia quest line is awful.
I don't
Um,
even remember who Fia is.
The
She's the one who hugs
mommy
you.
who hugs you,
Oh,
and then you
okay.
have to like
Mhm.
do the darkness stuff, and then she gives birth to the darkness. I think even by FromSoft standards, that is handled way too esoterically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Like maybe is the fact that this is like what 1, 2, 3 Sekiro Blood.
Don't
like
count
the
Sekiro.
sixth, seventh
Mhm.
Soulsborne game. So and they all pretty much do side quests and stuff the same way. Maybe it's just the fact that I've stopped caring as much because they're
Mm.
all the same thing.
You've grown jaded.
Yeah, maybe. Like if Elden Ring was my first one, maybe I would
Crestfallen, even.
Whoa. To be alive, to walk this earth.
To live alive.
That's the real curse right there.
Dash, you don't have to make them that strong.
But he will.
I'm not good
Yeah.
at this.
If it hurts
Clearly.
to drink, you can just not do it like that.
You should really get one of those little double-sided.
I have one.
You
A
should use
Jigger
it.
Pony combo. I'm aware. I
You
have
should
one.
use it.
That can't be what it's called.
It's called the
It
Jigger.
is.
It's called the Jigger.
The big one's the Jigger, the small one's the Pony.
You should
The
use
hard
it more
R.
often.
Yeah,
A
I'm like,
Jigga.
sorry. I'm like, Melissa didn't know Wolverine was Canadian.
What?
Really?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's not like I'm not like insulting her by saying that. I just thought that was odd. She
Well,
Yeah.
that's just because
today.
he fought in the Civil War in one of the movies.
Was that X-Men Origins?
Yeah.
No, there was a World War One.
Wolverine Origins?
No, he was in the
He
Civil War also.
I think he was
Was
in
he?
both.
I mean, yeah,
he's not very Canadian. He was born there, but
Yeah.
certainly
He snicks his
I
butt.
don't know what side he fought for.
Yeah,
Right?
I was gonna say,
Most
was
of
it?
the
Did he
tension.
fight for the North or
I mean,
what,
probably.
how did that go?
I know this is related to video games, but not related to 2022. There's a Call of Juarez game where you play
Oh yeah.
as a character who fights in the South, and I played like only a couple chapters of it, and I was like, this is way too awkward.
Mm.
And yeah, I remember people coming into GameStop to play that game and bringing it back the next day. They're just like, "What?" It is
There's
very
only-
awkward to be fighting for the wrong side.
There's only one good Call of Juarez game.
It's a gunslinger.
It's Gunslinger.
No, it's the Cartel.
I was gonna
Gunslinger's
say, it's
amazing.
That's the only one I remember.
It's the good one. Call of Juarez Gunslinger is one of the best first person shooters ever made, and no one will play it.
I know I never will.
Saying
This complaint's kind of nitpicky, but I said all the cool weapons require either intelligence or faith, which is a little annoying.
That is subjective because I think that some of the big ass like hammers are also fucking cool.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Well,
are, but
Does
also
Bloodhound's Blade need intelligence or faith?
Bloodhound's Blade just needs dexterity and strength, I think.
Okay,
But then you
that's a
have,
So I don't think I
like-
leveled up
That-
intelligence. or
Bloodhound's
faith
Blade
ever.
won like multiple awards, Hunter. So I think you're wrong.
I mean,
on
I
this.
gave it one, but
There you go.
but like Dark Moon Greatsword, you need intelligence. Blasphemous
it's
Blade, you
magic.
need
Yeah, that's why
faith.
you can't
It's
use it because
magic.
you don't like it.
Intelligence is for nerds.
That's true.
You gotta have high intelligence to marry your moon wife.
I did it even with 8 int.
Ooh, that's all it takes, baby. If you know how
This
to
one's
use it.
also kind of nitpicky, and it's again because I've played like every other Soulsborne. I couldn't help but notice like every single time an enemy was just like a reskinned enemy from an older one. Like how the Erd Tree avatars are just Asylum demons, and Omen killers
Oh.
are just Capra demons, and I think every horse enemy is just that horse boss from Sekiro, but with like a spell or two added. Which I mean, I get, the game's fucking huge. Cut down on any dev cost or time you can. But
They've
I'm
also-
noticing it.
They've also always done that though.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Yeah.
If you play
And I-
Demon Souls, you will see exactly how much shit gets reused later.
I'm also very okay with the reskins of old enemies, given that your mechanics are different. Like adding a jump to your repertoire does so fucking much. Like, it goes so fucking far in that game. It's absurd how much just jump adds. Like,
Dark Souls 1 had a jump.
No, Dark Souls 1 had
Just-
a roll.
No, you can
no.
jump.
You can
It's
jump.
not
It's
good,
just
but you can
Not in
jump.
any
You can
practical
jump.
way.
I mean, technically
okay, so-
speaking, they all have.
It's got jump attacks.
I guess I don't know about Demon Souls,
What?
but
It
yeah,
has-
Yeah, so in Dark Souls 1, they changed it in the remaster, but you have to hold
Okay, no,
the-
Ryan, I only am going to mention this because you said this during our remastered run. They did not change this.
you can pick it as an option though.
Yo, you can't. We checked it. We had this conversation in the run.
I don't believe
I
it.
don't
and
think
Dash
you
was
checked it.
just as hostile.
Okay, so they didn't change it. They added it for Dark Souls 3, but
Yes.
in Dark Souls 1, you hold down the roll or the run button and you lift up and then press it again while you're still kind of finishing the run animation, and you'll do a running jump.
Okay.
Dark Souls
You
Two
can
and
also do
Bloodborne also
forward
do
and
that.
trigger and usually do a jumping attack.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
guess
Unless it's
So,
a dex
wait,
weapon where you
forward
do
and
some
tr-
weird
forward
flippy
trigger.
kick or something.
forward trigger does not usually do a
It does.
jumping
It
attack.
does.
If
Yeah.
you do them like and it's the same thing as like a forward and circle does a kick. Forward
It's
trigger
been
does a jump attack.
It's been so long since I played Dark Souls
And
1.
if you jump attack off of a thing, it'll go into a plunging attack that does even more damage than the base plunging attack.
So
does.
I remember that. I remember that, but I don't remember the forward trigger being a standard jump attack.
The only reason I even bring this up is because I use it in the Asylum Demon fight in the tutorial every time I do a run of Dark Souls because I can do like 75% of its health in one attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, they teach you how to do it, and most of your time in the tutorial is spent being like, what? Trying to figure out the timing on it.
In full on DSP mode.
Mhm.
Most of my time spent in the tutorial is running back up to the balcony where you can just do a diving attack onto the Asylum Demon
Mhm.
again
Yeah.
and again, because it takes like 2 of those.
Ugh. This one's kind of nitpicky, but if you use like a stone sword key, that little text box pops up. There's like, you used a stone sword key. You can't open a menu or anything until you close that, which is kind of weird because you have to like you can't just like press start to open the pause menu to get rid of the button. You have to press A to be like, okay, I used it, which is just again, it's very rare that this happens, but I noticed it a couple times. I was like, this is just so weird.
So
Is
I'm
picking up
going
an
to-
item not the same way?
I don't think so, but
I think
don't
picking up an
remember.
item is.
I'm
What
gonna
is that?
say that it is almost a signature of FromSoft to have clunky and unfriendly, like not friendly menus.
I don't know that I entirely agree with that.
Well,
I feel
so-
they've gotten better over time, but I think they're still a little clunky.
Hunter, I've
Mhm.
got
And
some
I-
QA tickets up right now that I got to deal with at work.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hey, when you don't have a search term on the shopping portal, you need to display ready to find store. When you hit the X button to escape your current search, it blows out one of your IDs. You need to wrap text on a couple windows. Shipping address doesn't match the mockup. I want you to know that when you're saying that shit right there, oh no, I lost all my windows. It filled me with the
Hit
same
the X.
visceral anger that I get whenever QA writes me up a trivial ticket. Just like, man, you're really wasting my time with this shit right now.
Look, man, I got a quota to fill.
Yeah.
apparently, you did have 9 pages. I was expecting
Yeah, I
a
was-
little bit
Paying
a
you
little
by
bit
the
more
fucking word.
visceral.
Hunter, how many pages are
Well,
left?
I haven't been reading most of them because,
Fair.
again,
Half
You've
of
been
them are letting
finding
you
the
get them a
really
fucking,
egregious ones.
half of them are just me like writing my complaint in the moment to how I probably would say it, and it
Game's ass.
sounds kind of weird.
Mhm.
Like one thing I forgot to bring up when talking about Torrent is that there are raisins you can feed him to heal him, but Estus flasks also heal him. So why would I use a raisin?
I'll agree with
I
you.
wish
Because
That.
it's
raisins
not
healed
an
me.
Yeah.
Estus flask. What the fuck kind of a thing is that?
Anytime
Well-
Torrent gets hit, 99% of chance you also get hit. So just use an Estus flask to heal yourself in Torrent. Why would I use a raisin? You're like, oh, only Torrent needs healing.
It's not an Estus flask.
I don't care. They're not bonfires either.
I'll still agree that the raisins are a superfluous item. That
No,
just
I'll
bog
back
down
you.
your-
I will back you up
I
on
mean,
that. That
so
felt
is
like a
most
mechanic they meant to
crafting
flesh out
menu,
more.
But I mean,
I just like to feed raisins to him.
Gotta
There you
feed the
go, buddy.
Iggy.
Yeah, he's
There's-
a good horse.
But they should do
Um,
something else. Like if you're gonna feed Torrent, let us upgrade Torrent, or at least give him temporary buffs. Like,
Let us
Mhm.
give him a cool outfit.
yeah,
yeah,
Or
we
maybe
give Torrent
deepen
Let us-
our
let us
our
braid his mate.
relationship.
Yeah. I want it to be like the horse in Red Dead Redemption 2,
Me too.
where you
Or
can
like-
make it look fucking stupid. It's the best.
Or you can break one of the horses of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Again, I understand why they reused bosses and whatnot, since the world is huge. There's a lot of tombs and shit that they got to find something to be the boss of. I
Wow.
didn't like how some of even the important bosses were reused. Like Godric is just in a random Everjail somewhere, and it's like, oh well, that's weird.
Lore.
I mean, I guess. Also, I couldn't
kept
help but
seeing
feel like-
Soldier of Godric around, and
He's just everywhere.
the most important boss.
I thought it was kind of weird, but also I could kind of understand why Margit shows up randomly as some soldier when you're in there, right outside the capital. Like, just some soldier there. When you get close, he just turns into Margit. He's like, tarnished. I'm gonna kick your ass.
The Kuze
That's
of,
what he
of the
says.
Golden Order.
But he doesn't like have a boss health bar. He just has a regular health bar. And I can't help but feel like they put that there to be like, hey, remember how to fight this guy? You're gonna do it again soon. Here's a refresher.
Again, it's a signature of FromSoft games, though, of like you always fight early bosses as just mobs at some point. Like the fucking Taurus demon and Capra demon in Souls 1, there's a field full
Asylum
of them.
Demon. Demon Fire
Mhm.
Sage.
Yeah.
Asylum Demon again.
You just got to think about what it represents, you know.
Represents
I'm calling-
lazy
I'm calling-
developers.
Bullshit on that, Ryan.
The real Asylum Demon was the friends we made along the way.
I went over this whole page is about me not caring about the lore, but I went over that when at some point in the actual thing. Half of this page is talking about how every character has the same name, which I also went over.
mean,
That
Well,
is
that's because
so
they're part of the
bad
same
it
family.
rules. Like,
It's pretty fucking silly, but
I wrote I can't
it's true.
I can't keep track of who did what. Godfrey, Godwin, Godric are especially bad.
Well, but that makes sense. They're getting the first part of their name from something
I get
that
it.
they did.
Germ really likes his name. I get it.
These are just regular European naming conventions.
Mhm.
Like these exist in the real world.
Name
if you call
one
it
guy.
Europe real,
Europe is a myth.
I'm in a really
I've
bad
never
place right
seen
now.
it.
It's called the United Kingdom.
All right.
Oi, love, what bog is it?
Do we want to keep talking about Elden Ring, or do we want to move on to Ryan's topic of state of games?
Let's split it up a little bit. Let's talk
I was gonna
about
say I'm pretty much done, honestly.
Yeah.
Let's.
Yeah,
sure.
I feel like we've beat Torrent beyond his health bar.
God,
There
I
we
wish
go.
I could beat
Got
Torrent.
him.
Useless fucking goat horse.
I keep feeding him raisins. You're never gonna kill him.
Oh shit!
I have a few things that I want to talk about, but I don't have a ton to say about any of them.
Well,
Now's
let's
the
talk
time
about
to
this.
air
Let's
it.
talk about the state of games in the year of our Lord 2022.
Let's
Video
do it.
games.
The
What's with
summer
them?
of games.
Yeah, it's not just Pac-Man anymore.
Yeah.
Electronic
Pong.
games are sweeping the nation.
Now, Dash,
These days.
I got Atari 50, and I didn't play it, so I don't know.
Fuck yourself.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew that was coming next.
Okay, why is 2022 the greatest video year for video games on record? There is a video game where Goku can hit the gritty.
That's true.
Well,
Well,
there
what
we
more
go.
do you
Discussion
need?
done.
And that game is called Destiny 2.
Lord Beerus can hit the gritty. Man, I don't think you can gritty in Destiny 2, but if you can, I will shell out for that emote.
Isaac can
Maybe
hit
next
the
season
gritty.
pass.
You hate the monetization of Fortnite, though.
No, I love the mods. Are you fucking kidding me? I love what Fortnite does.
Ah, man.
Because
Let me
Dash
say this
doesn't
with
play
a straight
Fortnite.
face, no irony. Like,
Well, yeah, but you're in marketing to an extent, and
Yes.
I hate.
He's also had
capitalism,
3
so-
sips of vodka.
No, Dash is on his second one.
I am on my
shit.
I'm on my second vodka Collins.
Ah, shit! I gotta catch up.
I'm
But
almost
I
done
mean,
with my
like,
second claw.
you're in marketing. I hate capitalism. We are diametrically opposed.
I'm just
here.
saying that like the shit they could be
We are
doing
not the
instead
same.
is way worse, and the alternative is they just don't make the game. Like that's
Which I
how
would
this
prefer.
actually goes.
Look, imagine if there was no Fortnite. I could never have Sasuke execute someone with a shotgun while
While teaming with LeBron James and fucking Rick Sanchez and an alien while going to a Martin Luther King exhibit doing fucking whip emotes.
I'll
Well,
Hey,
never
don't
no,
forget about the
you,
credit.
you could though, and it's in what's the fucking Smash like using LeBron James
Multiverses.
multiverses. You could have all of this as simple taunts in multiverses.
Yeah, but in multiverses, could I get killed by Master Chief with a Spider-Man thwip?
No.
And then have-
Absolutely,
have Master
Chief do the
absolutely,
Kamehameha.
Julius. I'm saying yes, you could. There is no reason you.
WB doesn't own that shit. They would never.
That's why.
But
They
if
would
you want to
never
make like
shell
They
out
could-
to
they
the
could
Iron
license-
Giant is strictly opposed to violence, but he would absolutely kill Arya Stark given the opportunity.
This is canon. We will not be discussing it.
Ryan, what do you want to talk about?
No,
Yeah.
I think I mean this is part of it. I'm with Danny on this that like it's cool these dudes are making a fuckload of money. I hate being just constantly and consistently sold to, and it makes me not want to play things. Like this year, I think in a really long time, I've struggled with like even wanting to sit down and play anything because I just kind of don't give a shit anymore. Like we've reached this point with, I mean, there's monetization stuff that's always going to be a thing that annoyed me, but like I don't know. I feel like somewhere along the way we got really into the video games are art thing, and then they went, no, video games are money and they make a lot of money, and they stopped caring about the art part of it.
Mm.
And it's all very like kind of homogenous, and everyone's just chasing how much
I
money
just
they
think
can
that's
make.
Like,
such a bad read on it because there's so much stuff that doesn't.
In fact, I would say this is another part of it. There's too much stuff. I'm glad everyone's making games. I cannot keep up with it. There's too much, and I don't
Yeah.
even know what to play anymore. I'm
Okay.
overwhelmed.
So
I'm kind of in the same boat. I got to a point late in the
The-
year where I was basically just playing games for this, like
Mhm.
just to talk about them.
so the whole like too much thing, I think that's kind of nonsense. That's an overpopulation argument because there's just so many people. We're going to have to create more art. I agree wholeheartedly that like the like over monetization of games and just like pulling any licenses together to just kind of like cash in on like recognition of IPs is kind of soulless and boring. Dash, you made a point in refute to that, and I don't remember what the point was, but I wanted to agree with it.
Good point. I don't remember, but good one.
Yeah.
Just remember
there
you
there
agree
was
with
so
it.
much conversation in very small amount of time, and it was like, I agree with Ryan, I agree with Dash, I disagree with Ryan, I agree with Lily, I disagree with Dash, I lost track.
Like, I think it's less like I think the video game industry should be like this. I just think it's at a point where it's starting to lose me. Just the way I like to interact with games and art and how I consume that stuff is it's not in an area that I care too much about it anymore.
I do find that I am hitting a stage in my life where games are my vice of choice, and I think vices are important to have. They are a means of decompressing from the stresses of the rest of your life. That, like, escapism is a good thing in moderation, but I find that I am unable to devote as much time to them lately, and I am unable to invest emotionally as much in games as I used to. And part of that is I think the monetization of it, of like, so frequently I will see a popular game and I will go into it and I will see a battle pass and I will see just like, hey, you're investing your time in this game, and we want you to invest all of your time consistently into this game, and we're going to ask you to pay an amount of money that requires you to invest X amount of time in order to get the value of that money. And like, it doesn't balance for me.
I don't mind that they sell something
that's such a bad read on on what's available on the whole. Like, yes,
I don't know.
there are live service games that do that. Like, as someone who's playing Destiny right now, like, yeah, that's Destiny's business model, and they do that because the game's free to play. But like, 9 of the games in my top 10 games of the year have no DLC.
Okay, so yeah, no, like
and the one that does, it's not even like a big season pass or anything like that. It's just, oh, what if you made these characters look like they had 80s clothes?
So I will concede
Vampire
that there are
Survivors had DLC.
I will concede that there are.
You're right. I guess Vampire Survivors, but that's an expansion. That's like not like cosmetic shit. Like, that is like, here we are going to give you more content, and also the game. DLC. The game was fucking $3.
Well,
Too
yeah,
much.
that's
So
true.
I will concede that there are a lot of alternatives, and that's part of where I was disagreeing with Ryan. Of I think the sheer quantity of games we're getting and the like just sheer creative output is really wonderful, and I think it's like having a lot of choice is a wonderful thing. I just find it frustrating that like the big games that, like, Jason brought it up at a certain point in what one of the last conversations of like, part of playing games is the social aspect of being able to talk to your peers about it. Like, that's that adds value to a game. I feel like Elden Ring was a worse game because I played it later than everyone else. I was very disappointed with Elden Ring because I didn't get the experience of playing it with everyone else. Like, I love it. I think it's a creative triumph, but like, I got to see it on social media all the time, and I saw how people were interacting with it, and I thought, this is really cool. And then I got into it, and I didn't get any of that. I got a very different package that was also very cool, but I didn't get the social aspect of it. And the biggest social games are live service games, which tend to have these very aggressive monetization practices, which are exclusionary. And I don't know. I find that very frustrating.
I guess I just don't agree with that. Like shit like God of War, shit like fucking Elden Ring, shit like fucking Atari 50. Like it is the company you keep in the games that they play. And mind you, this is coming from the guy who doesn't get to talk about even 10% of the games that he plays with people because no one else plays them. Like I get it.
That's
I know
why we
that
don't
feeling.
Play them.
I played
like,
fucking
I won't hop into
73
Destiny.
games last year. Like,
and I'm agreeing that the like non-monetized games, the big games like Elden Ring and God of War, like those are still very good and have their artistic value. I
guess I just like when I think of like if you want like the social talking about games, things like Game Pass are a godsend. Like when we were all playing High on Life, for better or for worse, like being able to just like, hey, download this game, pick it up, try it. It's quote unquote free. Like just get in, check it out, and let's talk about it for a fucking week or something.
I do really want to get into Game Pass. I need a machine that will run Game
I think
Pass.
I will
good
sell you my
direction to go.
Xbox One for cheap.
Yeah.
It's not even playing everything anymore. High on Life's not on Xbox One, is it?
I don't know.
I think it is.
Okay.
But I mean, it would be better than nothing.
You're right.
Yeah.
So
if you,
I don't
like
have
my
an
most
extra controller. I use the controller for my PC
You
sometimes.
should really
but
just get a Series X.
me or Danny.
Like my most
Or Series S.
I mean,
my most
sure,
current
but
machine
like,
is the Switch, followed by my PlayStation 4. Like I'm
Yeah,
I'm
like,
running on old tech.
Like
so
I guess
I mean,
it
yeah.
rubs
We
me
can
the
talk later.
wrong way when people say this stuff about like the over monetization. He's like, yes, there are games that are over monetized. Then there are also games that are monetized an extremely reasonable amount. Again, I think Destiny is a great example of this.
I'm inclined to agree. I just started playing Destiny, and I think it's I think it's a lot less aggressive than a lot of the other games that are doing a similar kind of thing. Like
I
the
see there to
the
be an
store only
option.
resets once a week.
I see
But
there to be
also-
an option that's just like, dog, I'm not going to spend any money on this. Like, your pop-ups are wasted on me.
I mean, I didn't spend any money on Destiny. I bought the Battle Pass because I wanted to.
That's
I
cheap.
could have completely kept playing without spending a dime.
The flip side of it also is when you look at something like Call of Duty or Warzone, it is, in my opinion, unusable. It is it is some of the worst shit I have ever seen. It's like I'm not going to sit here and say there are not super egregious examples of this shit, because there absolutely are.
Oh yeah, Dash, you should check out Devolver's Tumble Time.
Really?
I think that might be the worst. Like
But-
it was one of those that like I
what is
thought
that
they were
on?
being
Is that a
ironic.
mobile game?
It's a mobile game. I thought they were being ironic with how bad it was, but it's not.
But it's like for every one of those, there's 10 games that aren't.
I mean, that's not my only problem with games. It's that is keeping me out of a portion of them. And to my point about there being just too much shit is if it was all like cool creative stuff, then I'd be happy that there was so much. But it's like, how many fucking Vampire Survivors came out last year? There's Vampire Survivors and then all the clones of it because people wanted to make their money.
Vampire Survivors is a clone.
Yeah, like, or how many Hades likes came out? How many fucking Metroidvanias come out every year? It's just like, are they being creative or are they just shitting something out there? It's so hard to parse through a lot of it that I've just like, I don't have the time to sit down and does this furry Super Metroid, is it worth my time or not? It's like, I
But
don't
like
care.
there are avenues that make those games surface. And if you're coming at this from the perspective of like, well, I don't want to hear about the 10 games that do get the attention, I want to hear about the 100 games that don't, like that's a fool's errand. And that is every medium. Like that is SoundCloud, that is an indie film community. Like that's everything.
It's podcasts, it's everything.
Yeah.
And
right.
it's
video
hard
game
to-
award shows.
I forgot Hunter
this,
was here.
this is also
I
mean, this is
I was
There's
I
a
was
big
just
box
thinking
on my
of-
screen that says Hunter.
I was just thinking about how we hadn't heard from Hunter in a little while.
I mean, I don't really have much of an opinion on the monetization thing, other than I don't like how games went up $10 but are still full of day one DLC and bullshit. When when that first happened, people were like, "Oh, that means there won't be any." It's like, no, it doesn't.
I'm glad they
No.
got rid of online passes.
It's like, well, yeah, they did
And-
that
and
a
again-
long time before they upped the price on games, though.
Like
Mhm.
they've been doing this shit for fucking 15 years, and I think where it has landed is so much healthier than it was 15 years ago. Because like the answer isn't, oh well, they just don't put the stuff in it. It's they don't make the fucking game. Like
Mhm.
that's the actual answer.
Good.
It's there is no way this exists without this monetization. It's just this doesn't exist.
Well,
What a
that's also
loss.
another problem because, like, there, at least as far as indie games go, might be the easiest it's ever been to make a video game.
Oh, for sure.
Like
Mhm.
Unity and Unreal and all that. But like AAA games have had this problem since like the fucking 360 era and whatnot, where like they need to sell so many copies, partly because the marketing budget is just egregious.
And this is why I love Game Pass, is because Game Pass allows the AA game to like have a resurgence. Like fucking Josh Sawyer was very open with like without Game Pass, Pentiment would not exist. But
Mhm.
it is a platform that allows Microsoft to put out all sorts of just smaller things that even if they're like they don't light the world on fire, it drives adoption to Game Pass because it's all of these cool little. It's like sure, High on Life is not the best thing ever, but it's the most downloaded Game Pass game, and it's a perfect thing for Game Pass. Where it's like I would never have paid $50 or whatever they're asking for High on Life, but being able to
Oh,
get
God,
in
no.
and fucking play it on Game Pass.
No.
But then, and the flip side of it, okay, Microsoft raised all their first party games by $10. Who fucking cares? I get them all on Game Pass.
Mhm.
Like,
Mm.
Right.
who
Yeah.
gives
Yeah,
a shit?
I think Game Pass is a good a good avenue for discovering the newer games because it does feel like a curated thing. There are some
Yeah,
times though where I just like
yeah.
open up Steam and it's like 400 games released today.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's
Right.
like
'Cause-
Steam is a mess. Like,
What
400
is-
games
what is Game
released,
Pass?
and 200 of them are Vampire Survivor clones.
Right.
like
what does
I
Game
think
Pass
if you,
Ultimate cost?
it's pretty much
It's
it's
like
like
17
if you
bucks.
don't get it on sale, it's like $15 a month.
Which
Mhm.
is
But, like, that's
nothing
chump
compared to. I mean, if you were to buy every first party game that came out all year,
Also, like it is a like essentially a streaming service. Like you are putting this in competition with like Netflix, Hulu, HBO Plus.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like so if you are picking and choosing your streaming services, you're also picking and choosing where you are investing your time. So I do think when I first heard about the idea of Game Pass, like it was still in the days that Netflix was the be all and end all of like video streaming, and there wasn't much competition, and so like it was really kind of frightening to me. But now that we are in this state where you have to make your decisions of which streaming services, which like how are you investing your time for your vices? Like I think Game Pass has come out to be like a really like shining example of like, hey, this does elevate creativity. This does elevate opportunities for creative people in a really good, healthy way relative to how the rest of the market does it.
Like, I don't think everyone should be a sociopath and do what I do. That's not a reasonable expectation.
Mhm.
But if you're a casual gamer, get an Xbox Series S and get Game Pass, and that is all you fucking need. Like, just
there's
they-
there's so much shit on there.
they're going to give you like 10 to 15 things a month. You get all of Microsoft's first party output. It's just amazing. Like, it is the best deal in the biz. And if you are a casual gamer, and if you want a degree of curation for you, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Sony's equivalent of it sucks shit out an ass. Holy fuck, it's bad.
That's true.
I-
It's pretty shit.
God, as someone who paid for that a year of that bullshit, god damn it sucks.
Yeah, woof.
Fuck.
I'm a Sony pony, and I do not want to
God, it
touch the
sucks.
Sony
I am
Game
not
Pass.
gonna resubscribe to that shit once it expires. Holy fuck. Like I played Destiny on my fucking PlayStation, which is the worst thing because they've got me on the hook for PS Plus.
I
Yeah.
need to refill my drink, which means I need to get ice. So,
Ice?
yeah.
Their ass.
I'm requesting
Quick-
B-roll.
Quick-
I'm
Quick
requesting
quick
B-roll.
break. Quick break, which is okay because I have to pee.
People
I need to
always
Mention my
peeing.
name, you'll get a good seat.
I know.
I also need to refill my drink. I think
just
I'm
brought
going to
mine with me.
combine the whiskey. and
Hunter
the
needs
Coke
to
this
refill his
time.
drink. Lily needs to pee. I feel like we have a solution right in front of us.
Too bad
Yeah.
Lily already left.
Oh.
Can't
Quick,
suggest
take
it.
your cup over. I'm glad I got everyone riled up.
I feel strong about it.
I do feel strong about it. I'm trying though.
I know, and it's so
I loved video games at some point.
I
Also,
think-
so since I beat Mario, so the way I've been deciding is I have a list of all my unplayed games, and I let the fate decide. So we're finishing Paper Mario Origami King next.
okay. Is Amara Fate?
No, it's this random name picker I have on my phone.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing it for movies I haven't watched either, which is why I watched Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Okay.
Because if I leave it up to me to decide what mood I'm in, I'm just not going to do something.
I get it. I understand that feeling.
Mm.
And
Fight
again,
me
I'm not
apathy, and I think a lot of it is me just reaching out, being like, I don't think I like this. That might be part of it. I don't think I like this. That might be part of it. And I think they come across as generalizations, but they are things that are keeping me away from stuff.
I guess. But it's like the answer is just like it's weird coming from you because it's just like you've never been the AAA guy.
I
Like,
mean,
that's
there's
never
the
been
problem
your
with
niche.
There's problem with AAA stuff. There's problem with indie stuff. I think we're getting to a point where it's kind of like problems across the board where I don't have my like niche I can retreat back into and just like play some weird fucking thing. Like I was trying to think
Aside from Point B.
which even then is like, yeah, I could do that, but that's a gamble for something I'm apathetic about right now.
And like and it's that thing of just like this is a thing tailor made for you. Like this is
Mhm.
this is your device.
No, that's yours.
It's nacho
Charge it. I
cheese.
need to charge mine.
Like part of it has been like I got back into reading and I'm like, oh,
Nerd.
okay, this is kind of how I want media to be, I guess, where it's like people can really like dig in and explore stuff. And I remember that dude that came into GameStop who asked, what is a video game? And I remember describing it like it's kind of like a book, but you're like a little bit more interactive. And I guess
Like
I
a choose
wish,
your own adventure book.
yeah, or just like the depth that they put in there feels closer to a book than it feels like a movie. But video games want to be movies and TV shows so badly that I think they moved away from the book comparison, and now video games kind of feel like it's a TV show you can play. And I don't watch TV shows.
I don't
Like
know,
I
there might still be some text adventures out there.
That's the thing is I just think like there's so many good games that aren't like that.
mhm.
Did you
Like-
guys hear about that game Iron Lung?
No.
Yeah. That's a
Sounds
submarine
vaguely
horror
familiar.
movie, right? A horror
Yeah,
game?
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
I-
cool.
I
It's
just heard about it yesterday.
It's really only good for like maybe 45 minutes. That's how
That's all
long
right, I
it'll
got
take.
45 minutes.
Sure. It's like it's a game where you're in a submarine and you can't see anything. You're a prisoner that gets sent to the bottom of the ocean essentially, and you
It's the
have
bottom of an ocean.
It's
the bottom of the
Quiet Man
ocean.
2.
It's the bottom of an ocean on a planet that has an ocean of blood.
yeah.
That's cool.
You have a single camera and you have proximity sensors. and all you have to control yourself is buttons that turn you left and right and buttons that go forward and backward.
Tank controls.
And every so often, you can take a picture.
Yeah, you're supposed to go to like several points on a coordinate map and
Yeah.
take a
Fatal frame.
picture.
And every so often, you find notes from like previous convicts who were in the submarine.
Like, I think there's definitely like cool stuff out there. I think I've lost the ability to be able to reliably find it.
But you
And
have
a lot-
that.
What?
You have me. Like
That's true.
this
You
is
have your own
this is
personal
my
goblin.
thing.
I
Who
know,
the
but you.
fuck are you?
By the time I think to ask you, I'm already like, I don't know. I'm just not gonna play a fucking game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to play Pentiment.
Play
I'll
Bloodborne.
get to it.
Play
No,
Power
fuck,
Wash
fuck
Simulator.
Bloodborne. Like,
No, Bloodborne's on the list. Pentiment's not on the backlog, so I didn't technically buy it.
He's got a point.
get it for free.
Play Hi-Fi Rush.
I mean, technically speaking, if you have PlayStation
God,
Plus,
I'm-
Bloodborne is also free.
I can't play Hi-Fi Rush because it's only on the newer gen.
Oh,
I should
didn't
install
know
that.
I'm
But
gonna.
also,
install
Bloodborne
it.
does
I-
count because I got it for Christmas.
That like Hi-Fi Rush looks so slick. I know nothing about it, but I want to play it.
I think it is one of the shittiest looking games I think I've ever seen. But
I'm installing it right now.
it is getting so much positive buzz. I have to professionally. I have an
Oh, no,
obligation to check it out.
I already installed it. Just
All
kidding.
right. So, do we have any like games moments that we wanted to bring up in the like main cast that we didn't have like
So I got a-
the space for?
So I
within
actually had a
the-
little list here for
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
I also do.
I'm just gonna rattle. I don't even know. I'm just gonna. I'll do one and then I'll popcorn.
All right.
So the first one on my list is Sonic Frontiers, but I'm not gonna do that first. The first game I am gonna talk about is a game called Bloom. It is a game for the Playdate. It is one of the first games that came out for it, but it's not part of the like games that come with. It's not like part of the free. Like, I don't want to call it free games, but like games you get with it. So it was like one of the first games you like have to go out of your way to buy. It was $10. I think it's very much worth the $10 I paid. And what it is it is a narrative-driven game about a girl who drops out of college and pursues her career of running opening her own flower shop, just like
It actually
a
loads faster if you crank it.
that would be cool. I'm making sure
it
just
only
great.
loads when you crank it.
And what it is, or like kind of what the hook is you get like you're having like text message conversations with people here. This is not the ideal way to do it. But you have your like living room, you have your like portrait and stuff, but then you can go to the roof of the building of your shop where you have a garden. And you plant flowers, and it's a farming sim type game, but it operates in real time.
Dash,
Like, man,
why have you not sold this to me before?
because it's only on the Playdate.
Well, why have you not sold the Playdate to me before?
It's $200, and I think they're still back ordered through the year.
They are.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Same
I
reason
checked-
I don't have
I
one.
checked
didn't
the last
pre-order
time
it
Dash
4
brought
years
it up.
ago.
It's for sociopaths. That's why.
Well,
it is-
I'm a sociopath, just not the same
mean,
kind.
If I'm being
So
completely
am I,
honest, I
but
think you would
it
love
just-
the Playdate.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
I
for
think
the
I would
people
too.
who want to crank, but not that way.
It is a very much an enthusiast tier device. But anyway, so you had
It's the Soldier Boy experience.
It is the Soldier game. So
Soldier
the
console.
flower stuff operates in real time. You grow the flowers and you take care of them, and then you harvest them, sell them to get money, and that's how you like upgrade your shop, get more seed. The normal farming sim game loops. But the actual appeal of the game comes into the narrative. It is you've dropped out of college. Also, you're gay and you haven't told your parents, and they think you're still at college, and you in fact took all of the money they gave you for college, started this flower shop, and also you are running out of money, so you are having to like lie to your parents and ask them for more money while like stressing out about running this flower shop while dealing with your girlfriend who's trying to help you, and you just kind of going through all of the stuff. Eventually it all comes crashing down, obviously. But it is a narrative that paces itself based on the flowers you're selling. So it has the built-in kind of like time mechanics. So you can't just burn through it in an afternoon. Like it took me about a week to get through all of it because the flowers grow in like, real time. Like I've got to plant this stuff at night, then I'm going to wake up in the morning and harvest it. And then I can get a little bit more story, or, I've got to wait like 5 hours or so until the end of the day because like, okay, well, I'm going to go to work. I'll talk to you more after work. So I've got to check in hours later.
Farmville rules.
This sounds incredible.
It's super duper good. I have a few like problems with it in the point that like this wouldn't ultimately chart, but there is a grayed out bloom written on my biggest letdowns because I don't think that it quite hits. It misses a lot, but I think it hits more than it misses ultimately.
Is there not even like a PC version of it that you could play?
No, it's only on the Playdate.
Right.
People like this. They make it for the Sociopath console because if they only make it for that, everyone who has one will get it. But yeah, it's not my favorite thing that I played on the Playdate this year, but it's really neat. It's really novel. I think it's a really well done. And in terms of just using the technology, like it doesn't do that much with the crank. It's just, we're going to crank you up to go to, the top floor of your building. It's just a nice little novel thing. And maybe that's the worst thing about it is that it absolutely could exist on other platforms. But I think if it was just on Steam to, somewhat,
it would get missed. It would
this would be nothing
in the woods. Like, yeah.
The 50 million other narrative-driven farming simulators on Steam.
But having it on the Playdate and they're on day one when this thing came out, they got $10 out of me. And I enjoyed it. Like it got my attention, and I did have a good time with it. So yeah, Bloom. It wasn't gonna crack any other category, but it was cool. It's not even my favorite Playdate game. Which the honor does go to A Joke That's Worth 99 Cents, which was another game I did have to pay $1 for, but it was there on launch. It was a charity game.
Are there zombies in it?
No, but there's a guy, he's got a bouncy butt, and the crux of it is he's bouncing up and down, and then you can see the crank on the screen, and you have to bounce him on the crank on the screen by moving the crank. And like cool. Juggle him while it tells you like a 5 or 6 minute long joke. And every time you miss him, the joke restarts.
Ooh.
All right.
That sounds pretty good.
Sounds like it's worth 99 cents.
What's the joke?
No.
Okay.
No, you have to pay 99 cents for it.
No, you have to pay
$200 and 99 cents.
No, you borrow it from Dash for 15 minutes until you beat this.
No, you're not going to get it.
Just
It took me a fucking week.
Yeah, no.
It is really difficult to do. It was worth 99 cents. I can say that. My favorite game on the Playdate.
It's just reciting all of the first episode of Seinfeld.
It's just the whole Pacer Fitness Gram thing.
Hang on, I hate to like tangent too much, especially into a thing that's not a video game. Have y'all seen that AI Seinfeld?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay,
I haven't seen any Seinfeld.
No, but they are just letting an AI run. I think it's streaming on Twitch, and it is generating fake Seinfeld, but also like generating the buildings, the characters, the environments, the voices, everything. Like it is completely AI driven. They're just letting it go.
Yeah.
Which part did you see?
I've seen a lot. I haven't like sat and watched it for an hour. I'm just like popping in.
As long as you've seen more, because I've seen where it like appears to kind of become sentient for a little bit. Scott sent me a thing where it appears to become sentient. That's the only thing I've seen, and I'm like, part of me was like, oh, this shit's fake, and they just made this thing and are telling people it's AI. So it's good to know more is happening. It's
kind of like humorous and weird when it does like hit those moments. It's a lot of like it's 1 hour of interesting shit for 23 hours of an uninteresting shit, but that makes it interesting. It also will just like go into a thing where like it'll do like a stand-up where Jerry's doing a stand-up segment and he's just standing there in silence. And then like the audio, it'll like run a laugh track for like 10-20 minutes at a time.
That's so good.
Oh,
it
is modern as fuck.
It is.
It's not good a lot of the time, but it's so weird that it's cool.
So this is a video from a while ago. It's like teaching an AI to like jump over things or run along something.
Yeah.
Has anybody else seen that?
I feel like I have. Yeah, I
No,
feel like I know
like,
exactly what you're talking about.
A computer like trying to figure out how to exist in a human body.
Yeah.
That is how the characters in the Seinfeld AI move around.
Good.
Where it's
Good.
like
Oh,
a computer
God.
does not understand how a human body like
Right.
works and balances. So it's like
No.
there's parts where they're like leaning back and just like their foot is scooting them along the floor.
No,
It's-
because
They all look like
That's
PS1
just how
graphics.
Kramer
So-
moves.
the since we're on the topic of AI, the last thing that I saw in AI news was the military training AI to detect soldiers, and they did a sort of test where they had soldiers kind of they had a team of 8 Marines training this AI to detect them soldiers versus civilians for a week. And then on the 8th day, they challenged all of the Marines to approach the AI sensor from 300 yards away without being detected. And all of the Marines beat the AI because the AI could not comprehend. My favorite one is that 2 of the Marines beat the AI by just somersaulting for 300 yards.
Nice.
Classic.
Hey,
Marine.
it works in Dark Souls.
That's
it
true.
works in Dark
You
Souls.
get iframes.
It's the most video game bullshit way to, except for like 2 of them did copy Snake and just snuck in cardboard boxes, and
Nice.
the AI was just like, "What the
Hell
fuck?"
yeah.
Classic.
Nice.
So
One
good.
thing I will say that's making me look forward to 2023 is tech bros killed all excitement for AI stuff well before the video game industry got their hands on it.
Mhm.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's like I haven't even heard inklings of like, oh, we're gonna do AI stuff. Like the
They say
NFT
Woomy.
shit's still floating around, but
Vimo.
But so I am
Roblox
actually
will be the
very
first.
I am very intrigued by AI in video games because
I mean
like
AI is there.
I want to
They're just-
kill NPCs that are conscious and sentient.
They
well
just have
so
very realistic begging scenes before
Yeah.
you kill them.
we already have procedural generation, which is what like largely connected to AI. Like they are like a procedural generation is an integral foundational block of AI to my understanding. I don't work in AI, but to my understanding, procedural generation is at least inspirational for how AI works. And so we have that as in video games. We've had it for like a decade. And so how will AI be integrated into world building of a video game? How will AI be integrated into like puzzle dungeons?
I'll take
Like-
Dwarf Fortress for $100, Alex.
Mhm.
That's Dwarf Fortress's whole shtick.
Yeah.
It's been doing that
Yeah.
for 10 fucking 15
Yeah.
years or something.
And we finally got a full release of that. And how now? When are we getting clones?
I think the best thing to come from the AI art thing is people posting what their prompts are.
Oh yeah,
Because
Yeah.
here's this, you can kind of damn it.
No,
the
we can't.
fucking background. Okay, so it's basically what looks like Elsa from Frozen, but kind of like slightly more realistic. And somebody's like, "What was the prompt?" Robe.
Post it in the
Ma-
chat.
Oh yeah, I can do that, but I want to say it so it's on record. The prompt was robe, massive breasts, Elsa portrait, wavy hair, Frozen, big breasts, Disney colors, illustration, high concept art,
Huge
digital painting.
knockers.
That's it.
Bazoogas.
Just that's
Bahonka
the most
Donkaroos.
important part is the large breasts.
God
Huge
damn it.
gazongas.
Every single AI art prompt sounds like a GameStop customer trying to describe their game.
It
God
really
damn
does.
motherfuckers.
It really does.
All right, so we've
They
got
got their titties out.
zombies with a impressionist art style, massive breasts.
Tekken.
Dolly.
Sengoku Basara.
Ugh.
I didn't want to bury the lead there, but I'm going to popcorn to someone else about a game that we didn't talk about. Lily, you
Yeah.
said you had something.
I want to talk about Kirby.
I want
Okay.
to talk about Kirby also.
Please talk about Kirby.
Here's the thing.
That was on my. That should have been an honorable mention for my missed connections.
Yes, I wanted to talk about Kirby and Misconnections, but I thought that it would kind of break the rules of the
Mhm.
category because I
Mhm.
played like 6 or 7 hours of Kirby.
God
So you
damn.
better have.
It just wasn't what I was looking for.
Mm.
Oh,
It
you want
did
to talk
not-
badly about Kirby? Get the fuck out.
Yes. No. I don't want to talk badly about it. It just wasn't what I was looking for at the time. I did not finish it. I got to the
Didn't
third
want to see
area,
that there,
I
Kirby.
think. It was a game that if I didn't get 100% on every level, I wasn't going to feel good about continuing.
You shouldn't. It's a children's game.
I know, but
That's
that
kind of
just
the Kirby way.
right.
sure.
And like it was
That's
beautiful.
how I felt about Yoshi's Crafted World.
Like
Yoshi games are
it was
always
gorgeous.
like actual baby stuff.
Mouthful mode was delightful. Every
Revelation.
bit of I loved it. I loved the game, but the kind of collectathon that it was not what I wanted at the time. Unfortunately, I'm disappointed by it. Like it was a misconnection that could have been a letdown because I'm disappointed I didn't enjoy it. Like
Gotta
I
give
should
Kirby
have.
Forgotten
I'll give it
World
another
props,
shot at
though.
some point. I'll borrow it from Dash again, but
No.
Dash about to do the only Sunday
yes,
mass
I
I'll ever
will. I'll
listen to
borrow
about
it from
Kirby.
you when I finish
Confess your
Mario
sins.
and Dark Souls 1. But
So
yeah, it just
I'm gonna be
it
right
didn't
back.
quite hit home.
So
For
I'm
me.
Got
gonna
deep sleep though.
I'm gonna
It's
I'm
better
gonna
than regular
keep
sleep,
the
Kirby.
other side of the coin.
That's
What if
fine.
Kirby
Like,
could
it-
astral project?
I historically don't like Kirby games. The comparison I think to the Yoshi games is very apt. Where I think that the games for a less experienced audience need to exist, and that is completely okay. And those can just not be for me. And Kirby games have historically fallen out of that category where it's just too simple to be fun for me. Like I know that if you're going for the 100%, getting all the stuff on every level, like that's where you kind of like can add challenge to it. But the base mechanics are just too. I don't want to use the word like juvenile, but like it's not enough to keep me going. At least, especially in like the early bits. Like I'm sure if you were to start me with late game Kirby levels, I would be okay. But taking Kirby. Fuck, I've got wicked heartburn. I had a
heartburn
wicked
on
heartburn.
camera.
Wicked heartburn. Giggity. If you were to like adding the Z axis to Kirby, just makes it so much more fun to run around and hit shit and explore that it was able to and I mean this pun very intentionally, it was able to suck me in so much earlier.
God, I wish Kirby would mouthful mode on me.
God, I wish that
combined
were
with the insanity that is mouthful mode, how it's like it is clearly just Cappy from Mario Odyssey, but
What
they
if
had
Kirby
to make
was a
it really
staircase?
weird.
I like
loved-
that Kirby can get weird with it.
Yeah,
Kirby couldn't
yeah.
fit his mouth in all the way around a traffic cone.
Kirby in the Forgotten
kind of
Land is the first Kirby I have loved since Superstar.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the Kirby apologist, and I've played a lot of them, not every single one.
That looks like a firework.
Lighting off
And-
those mouth bottle rockets.
Going mouthful mode on that pipe.
Yeah, doing the
No.
like 100% on
Lily was
Kirby
making me
is
jealous.
what brings Kirby up to the point that it's kind of like a normal game. Like you're getting the difficulty of like a Mario game at just like its base level. So I think that's the way you need to interact with it, but I like that that's kind of its difficulty options is like it starts off as just like the easiest like piss baby simple shit, and then like you need to kind of like figure out with these simple mechanics how it's going to do stuff. Like I'd recommend doing Triple Deluxe or Robobot if you want to try a 2D one.
Man, Robobot's so good.
I guess the thing
Yeah.
that bugs me about that, or again, I don't want to say bugs me because I firmly think games like this need to exist. And it's okay
And
that they're not. for
it
me.
never gets as easy as like a Yoshi game, but it
Yeah, but I mean,
gets
but even
close.
stuff like Yoshi's Crafted World, like if you go for the 100%, like it does that. And again, not to say that Kirby maybe doesn't like step it up a little bit, but just like playing Kirby 100% gets me to the point that I need for baseline enjoyment of like a Mario game. Whereas then a Mario game going for 100% gets me to where I'm actually like firing all cylinders, having a great time. Like
Mm.
Kirby has to do 100% to get me to show up, and then there's not really much of a ceiling to get to beyond that.
Right.
That's historically why I guess it's why I like Superstar so much. Superstar is pretty challenging by Kirby standards just because it's old Nintendo.
You should do Robobot, and I want to know what you think of that.
I
final
tried
boss
Robobot,
fight.
and it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I like Triple Deluxe more than I like Robobot. I think Robobot overall is pretty good. But that final boss fight was just like is the biggest difficulty spike I've seen in a game in a really long time.
And I don't think that's great, but
I don't think it's great either, but it's one of those like I need more people to play this because it's crazy.
Forgotten Lands whips so much ass.
I really want to play it.
Adding a Z axis to Kirby is a game changer.
I would like to finish it at some point. It just it didn't quite hit home when I played it, and I didn't want to just keep it here in my apartment and not play it.
I'm lending
Like,
someone Pokemon Stadium XD, and I need to get it back from them.
God, I wish that.
Yeah,
were
you
me.
do. I almost said that I had never played a Kirby game, but that's not quite true. I've played a couple hours of Kirby Air Raid with
the best Kirby game.
Yeah,
There was a Game
It's a
Boy
really good
Advance
one.
Kirby game that I had a physical copy of that I really enjoyed.
Nightmare in
Sweet Squad.
Dreamland.
Amazing Mirror.
Yes.
Which
no,
one?
It was Nightmare in Dreamland.
Oh yeah, 'cause
And-
Squeak Squad was.
It was. I loved
That's a
it, and
Conquer game.
I have emulated it since I had a physical copy of it.
Hang on, what? Hey, pause. What?
What?
What did you just say?
I
Who
think
are you
somebody
talking
said
to?
Squeak Squad was like a.
I think Danny
Oh.
said that's a Conquer game.
I did. It was
It's not
a
a
joke.
Conquer game.
I
Okay,
know.
yeah, okay.
I thought Danny said it
fully
was
joking.
a Commodore game.
Okay.
Continue.
I was like, "Are you
Squeak.
shitting on me for pirating something?" What?
What? Oh no.
is happening?
Well, I mean,
We would
yeah,
never
so
pirate here.
Lily,
No,
you're going to hell.
That's fine. I've accepted that long
as
ago.
the,
But
fuck, I need the
as are all of
color.
us.
yeah,
No,
but
I want to
was-
be the gaming priest. This is
Okay.
my
I was-
new
One
this is my new
one
gimmick.
last little bit about Kirby.
I will get you one
Yeah.
of those little like white things for your collar.
You should.
pearl
Um,
necklace.
I
Yes.
think the difficulty level of Kirby
Almost
matches
choked.
the cuteness of Kirby. Like it's a very good like aesthetic to gameplay. Like it meshes.
it's a
very
90-degree angle on a graph.
Sure.
So does that mean the
Yeah.
English versions are harder since Kirby always has angry eyebrows on him?
Exactly.
There's even like I don't want to say it's like doing amazing things narratively, but like Kirby and the Forgotten Lands legitimately has some moments in it that are again, I don't want to necessarily spoil it because I know a lot of people in here want to play it, but like King Dedede is a king and he gets some very like legitimately good king bits in it.
all right.
It's
There's a really weird. It seems out of place, but it's tastefully done. Where DDD claims prima nocta.
and there's another point where he's drooling while eating. It's fucking weird. Yeah, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands.
I
is
showed
good.
you I got a Waddle Dee hat for my cats, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Lily, because I popcorn to you choose to do popcorn too.
Danny.
Poopcorn.
All right.
Oh,
So I mentioned Final Fantasy VII Remake once because it was not a 2022 game. But I genuinely loved my time with that game, and I know this is not a group in which Final Fantasy is particularly popular, but
No, but I like that game.
that game has so many fucking good moments in it. Like there's a sequence where the entire team. What the fuck are you
the
doing
fuck?
with that?
This is not a 2022 game.
Yeah, I said that.
I
And
know,
what
and
is
I'm
that?
telling you to stop.
Hey, we talked about Kirby Forgotten Lands, and
This is
like
jazz.
That's a
stuff.
2022 game.
That's a
We talked
2022
about-
game.
we talked about other Kirby games. Okay,
I'm mad. I'm mad.
I'm not mad.
I-
This is about video
Dash,
games.
it's okay. We're
It's-
going to talk about
this is-
Bloodborne too.
this is the
I
jazz.
know I'm mad
session.
about that. Also,
It's fine.
This-
Don't worry about it.
I hate
This is the
jazz.
jazz session. I played I played Final Fantasy VII Remake in 2022. Therefore, for me
Jizz
personally,
session.
it is a 2022 game.
I want to be
I love that
Saizumas.
Dash just fucking went to
Just
the closet and got the pump.
getting so fucking aggressive here.
He's had 2 vodkas. He's ready to brawl.
Honestly, what the fuck?
I've had 3.
Oh shit, Dash
Oh,
is
shit.
wilding out right now.
I gotta catch up.
Yeah, you do.
I'm on my
Better,
4th claw.
You need to mustard.
All right. But like seriously, this game is so full of like golden moments. I talked about how I like Tifa was an inspiration for me, but she is a goddamn like superhuman, like battling gods. There's a sequence where your team falls into this underground you fall through the ground and you fall into the foundations of Midgar, and your team is split up and you have to play as not Cloud for a little while.
And all of a sudden, you have a power washer.
I was gonna say if one of the Final Fantasy VII levels isn't cleaning the inside of the bar, I'm gonna.
I just really quick
Seriously.
for the audience at home. The day after we recorded our Game of the Year thing, they announced Final Fantasy VII DLC for Power Wash Simulator.
And he's holding the power wash like how Cloud
yeah,
holds
he's
his
doing it
sword.
like the sword, which is
It's so good.
It's
Yeah,
so
I would
good.
absolutely pay if Square Enix keeps letting them make like levels based on other Square Enix games.
Yeah,
Seriously.
You're gonna clean up some stuff in Nier Automata. You're gonna clean up.
Hell
this-
yeah.
cleaning
Let me-
Emil's head.
I was gonna say, let me
The
clean
whole
up
tree-
bodies
Baby's
in
corpse.
Pascal's arena.
The whole tree village.
But yeah, so like it the entire year I was thinking about our category moment or sequence, and I was pained that I couldn't in the regular podcast talk about the moment when you are you're teamed up as Tifa and Barrett, and like you're in this boss battle without Cloud, just the two of you, and like you didn't have if you didn't like strategize, you didn't really have time to like readjust your materia and like prepare for the battle, and you're just in this boss battle that is like swarms of these I think they were like fire elemental type things, and then a couple big versions of it come up, and you just like have to position your like you have to reach a certain position, and it enters this brief little cinematic where like Barrett is holding off a bunch of the little like grunt type elementals, and there's the like giant elemental coming in, and Tifa and Barrett are just like, yeah, now. And Tifa just like runs over and jumps on Barrett's arm, and Barrett launches her up, and she does this like triple fucking backflip and just is ready to fucking go fighting these giant elementals. And it was just the most badass thing that I experienced in gaming like in years. I loved this moment, and it was paining me the entire year that I couldn't talk about it in greatest moments of gaming. I know, Dash, you're mad that this is not a 2022 game and I'm talking about it, but like, fuck you, this is jazz.
You like
There's no
jazz?
rules. Also, whatever Lunchbox Lily had reminded me, because it kind of looked like the outer casing of those scanners things, and I think scanners should make a comeback.
Scanners should make a comeback.
Scanners should make a
Yeah,
comeback.
I'm completely on board with this. I was thinking about scanners like literally within the last month.
Weird. I
I'm
was
thinking
too,
of it right
actually.
now.
It's a Kansas City Royals and Blue Moon fucking.
Okay, cool, now we're
insulated
doxxed.
lunchbox.
Does anyone want to explain scanners in case I have a couple of Gen Z kids who
Okay, so
Okay,
it was
yeah, yeah.
digi-
What
it was
if-
it was a Tamagotchi, but you could scan soup and get
You're
Tamagotchi.
gonna have to
It was
explain what a
fucking
Tamagotchi
sick.
is.
Then you would battle like Pokemon.
There were
Yeah, and
three
they-
colors.
yeah.
There was a green,
So-
a red, and a blue.
But there was a fourth one.
There was a fourth one that came out later that was like Pokemon Emerald that had all of them.
Yeah.
So you had your game system and you attached a camera to your game system and you could take a picture of real life shit and it would add things to your game. It was great.
I just want to I just want to roll back just a little, just minor thing. Let's talk about Monster Rancher 4
Real quick,
for
before you
PlayStation
do,
2. What?
Danny, you described this scene in Final Fantasy in great detail. I don't remember it in the slightest.
God damn
Oh,
it,
yeah, Hunter hates
So,
that game.
Danny, did you? Yeah, see, I'm the one who likes Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I hate
Right.
Final Fantasy VII. Hunter is a cop.
I am neutral on Final Fantasy VII, and I did not like Final Fantasy VII.
Danny, did you play the DLC, the Integrate DLC?
No, I did not yet.
I still need to. I have it, and I need to play it.
Okay.
I should do that.
I stopped right before the final boss because I have a problem with finishing games.
You don't know what happens?
I
Oh
don't.
my god. Oh.
Okay, look. Okay, look.
Yeah.
They're looking.
Tetsuya Nomura has a brand.
Yeah. I'm familiar with the brand.
I am what one would call a Nomura apologist because Nomura's been on some cracked shit the last few years.
Okay.
The ending of that, the final segment of that game is some of the most Nomura that he has gotten to do.
Okay.
And again, I think that game benefits for what they do with that game. I think that game is good because it's about itself. Hunter
Okay.
disagrees with that.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
am very excited for the next part, but
No, I should preface this, or I guess not preface. I don't think I finished a single game in 2022.
you could just keep that to yourself.
You finished
No,
I think
Persona
this is
5
important
Royal.
information.
You did finish
you finished
Persona
Persona.
5 Royal. You could play
I
so
did.
many.
I did finish
so
Persona
many
5 Royal.
games.
Give yourself
so
credit where
many it
you're
would
not
take.
do it.
Put so much time into Persona 5.
I could play so many games.
I
I
put
finished.
60
I
hours.
finished
I
one
can't
game
believe
so
how
far
many
this
I
year.
played-
played.
How's
I
everyone
played-
else doing?
I played 15 games in 2022, and the only one I finished is Persona 5 Royal.
73.
I played 41 games and
That's
finished.
that's actually very
That's
good.
really good.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I wasn't keeping track. I'm gonna keep track this year.
I
I
finished.
probably
10
hit
of
at
them.
least 2
I
I'm on
finished
hit
10.
19.
2 games. I'm on 2 games
Well, that's-
for
no, that's not
2023.
I finished 13, including the platinum for Bloodborne.
I am 2 games deep in 2023, and I am also 2 books deep in 2023.
I
So-
think. Hey, technically speaking, you're beating me. I'm only one game into 2023 so far.
I beat
I have not
one
played
game
a
in
single new
2023.
Dead Space. Look, this is not the time to talk about that Dead Space remake. We will get
Wait,
to Dead
Dash, did
Space
you
remake.
beat Dead Space yet?
No. Look,
Has
You
anybody
played
beaten a
Destiny
game yet?
instead, didn't you?
yes, Lily. Yes,
You
I did.
fucking-
I was playing like the Dead Space remake, and again, it's like I'm liking that game. I'm having a great time with it. But I was sitting there. It's like, Iron Banner's this week.
Mm.
You were
Get on
playing
Play
Dead
Fire.
Space at 5:30 in the afternoon.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, the problem with Dead Space is that, he beat it.
Is
15
5:30
years
still the afternoon?
It is technically
Yes.
afternoon. If the sun's still up, it's the afternoon.
Hunter,
was-
I
the sun was
appreciate
still
like
up.
Ryan?
the argument you're trying to make for me in Dead Space, but I need you to understand how much of Destiny is doing the same shit over and over again.
No, I know. I played a little bit of Destiny 2 because I got it for free before they made it free to play.
I just want to
Ooh, flex.
say specifically to Ryan, the argument you just made, I lost friends over making that argument in elementary school.
Don't have arguments with people who speak Spanish then,
It's a sour spot.
because that's the difference between afternoon and night.
Yeah, no, I was adamant that hey, anytime afternoon before midnight is afternoon, and I lost friends over this argument.
Danny, popcorn someone.
Ryan,
Oh, I don't have anything else.
then Hunter.
Uh, Sure, unless Ryan, can you think of any bullshit off the top of your head? Or
Since I've read 3 books this year and finished
Oh
one
hell
game.
yeah!
Nice.
ooh,
Hovering.
Danny, you should read Legends and Lattes.
Oh no, I can't remove him because he's the host.
Send me.
I'll send it to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan, I took a screenshot of all the books you recommended the other day.
So
I
good. You
plan
should
on
read all
trying
of
to
them.
read them. They all sound neat just from the titles. So
I
don't recommend bad things.
I mean, I didn't figure you would.
That's not
so
true.
A
Prove it.
jazz session that I was kind of
You recommended
thinking
Lonely
of-
Planet or Lovely Planet, and that shit was.
no, Lovely
Lovely.
Planet was the good one. Lovely Arcade was the bad one.
Yeah.
I didn't play that
Neon
one.
White was the bad one.
Ryan didn't recommend that one to me. That's not true.
Dash, is that
so,
a guitar pedal?
No, it's a fight stick
Same thing.
for Street Fighter 2.
You used it to play
a-
Smash Brothers.
A jazz session that I was thinking of was we are now a month into 2023, and we've pretty much I don't know about Hunter, but we've all touched something new in the past
Played
month.
Fire Emblem.
Okay, yeah. But we've touched something new in the past month, and like I know we had our most anticipated, but like, do we have like vibes going into 2023? How do we feel about the things that we've touched?
We're 4
I don't.
days away
Yeah,
from
so
pirating Hogwarts Legacy, and I'm very excited to.
I don't want to
that.
talk about shit we've already touched because we have a thing in 10 months for that.
Okay,
But if you want to talk about how we're feeling about the upcoming year, like, and predictions, that I can get behind.
yeah, vibes.
I do have something to pop in real quick and talk about before we
Please,
get to
Hunter.
that,
I want to hear
Please.
Hunter's saxophone
Uh,
solo.
It's mostly about that Fire Emblem Muso game that they made about 3 houses.
Oh, I don't remember this.
It's called Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I brought it up briefly in, I think
Okay.
a honorable mention or something during character.
They should have called it
Right.
3 Homes.
where the main character of it is some purple, like neon purple haired
Neon Violet?
Neon.
yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Too
Take it
slow.
easy.
Mercenary
Too slow.
named Shez,
Okay.
which is, first off, terrible name, but also Shez's existence just makes everything else worse for everybody, and I think that's hilarious.
Oh, but like Fire Emblem lore is just continually worse than it is, and like being in the middle of Fire Emblem engage right now, like I love the lore and I love how terrible it is. I don't know. There's been discussion about Fire Emblem lore, and it is like the antithesis to Elden Ring lore. Like none of it makes sense. It's all just like there's going to be discussion at the end of the year about characters from Fire Emblem Engage, because boy do I love it and hate some of them. Like I don't know. I'm excited. Like I
And I'm
was
sure
not.
I'll bring up a couple of them, if nothing else.
I was not part of the 2021 games discussion, so I didn't have the kind of excitement for 2022 games discussion that I have for 2023 games discussion. I'm taking notes this year.
But Fire Emblem 3 Hopes, it's set like the start is before 3 Houses start. It's kind of like an alternate series of events, but covering the same time period and stuff. But again, just the existence of the main character makes everything worse for everybody. And I just think that is utterly hilarious, because instead of the main character from 3 Houses saving the lords and becoming a teacher at this military academy, the main character of this Shez punk does, but instead he just becomes a student because he's not a very good mercenary. In fact, the game starts with the mercenary company you're a part of getting killed by the main character's mercenary party. And then
Sick.
you just like you're the sole survivor of the battle, and it's like, well, I want revenge, but I can't do it, so I guess I'm just gonna go and actually try to survive. And then it just time skips like 2 years, and it's like, hey, we're the main characters of Three Houses. Can you help us? It's like, yes.
Top
If-
quality writing here. Love this bullshit. It's wrestling in a tactical RPG form.
But
You can just
I
say
never-
anime.
I just never I never finished it though, because like there's only so much Muso I can stand.
About 20
Misos
minutes.
are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out weird that
I
This
think
might
20.
be a.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say this might be a weird, maybe a little too sentimental of a question, but was anybody like inspired by any games in 2022? Like I
Ooh.
think back to like
I
when I
very
was a
like this
kid,
question.
To
and I
answer
played
the
Tony
question,
Hawk.
yes, but
yeah, like I
but
played
it's
Tony
not
Hawk,
a
and I was
2022
like,
game.
I can't stop burping.
That's
I-
okay. You can-
yes.
it's a jazz
Dash,
session.
are you reading my comment on this?
What? No. What
No?
I'm saying is like to answer the question as it was worded, yes. But it is not a game that was released in 2022.
That's okay.
I seriously like I really hate to be this guy because I know how at a certain point it actually begins to push people away. There is a game I played last year that was better than Elden Ring. Like,
Mm,
period.
okay.
It's called
Period.
Disco Elysium.
Disco
I never
really-
heard of it.
It
Really
seems
hate
so
to keep
good.
harping on this.
Mm,
That game, like in a very similar manner to playing Nier Automata, like Disco Elysium made me take a hard look at some things, and it is very good. It is profound. Even it is the best written game I have ever seen. It is.
Dash, may I ask you some of those things that it made you look into? Is this the time for that discussion?
No, we're not ready to get horny yet.
It's I'm
Later. It's only 10:30.
I'm
Damn it,
skeptical about saying anything that could have influence on someone playing that game.
Mm.
Okay,
Um,
but
Elden
if-
Ring made me want to learn how to sword fight, and I almost considered signing up for classes.
Oh my god,
If-
we would have ripped on you so fucking bad
I
about
would
it.
have. Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
This
he
would have been
could've
Dash
killed
wearing the
us.
fucking trip pants all over again.
I
And
wish
you know what I
could
would have done?
bath Bloodhound
Cut you in
stuff.
half.
Yeah, he
From
would have
tip to
he would have
taint.
sliced us.
Dash, what
Tip to
if
taint.
Split you in twain.
Dash,
Yeah.
what if Disco Elysium was someone's One Piece?
If Disco Elysium was over 300 hours, I wouldn't have played it. And I'm pretty sure I made this exact argument when you were trying I'm gonna check
I'm pretty sure
if
you
I
did.
said this exact thing.
I don't think you said 300 hours.
I think you
Definitely
did as well, but I'm curious, like, how would you sell this if someone had
Okay,
started
I'm gonna
it,
read you verbatim.
given up because it was too much time?
January 20th, 11:15 a.m. Disco Elysium, maybe the best written piece of fiction I've ever encountered, isn't worth 350 hours.
All right.
January 20th of
How many
this
hours
current
is
year.
it worth?
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
many
like
hours
2
a
weeks
week ago.
is Disco Elysium worth?
I have
Not how many did you put into it, but how many is it worth?
how many hours?
Depends
I'm
on who
gonna
you ask.
say
How many hours you got?
Okay,
that's an interesting
comparison-
question.
In
Because I'm
comparison
going
to
to-
how many you put into it, how many hours do you think you wasted on Disco Elysium?
None.
None. Okay,
None.
that's
But
an
that's
interesting-
Actually, I'm gonna walk that back. I'm gonna say 6
okay.
because the
That's the
technical
PS
issues I was running
PlayStation
into
version.
on the PlayStation version, like that is
Okay,
wasted time.
Valid. Okay.
What that is? It's
But
a
how
12
much
hour
time did you put into it
70.
overall?
70
overall.
hours.
It is a
Okay,
12-hour
so-
game.
Okay.
Yeah, but you play it multiple times.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna
Dash
say
did.
that it is diminishing returns after the third playthrough.
After the third playthrough. Okay. Okay.
So still a good 36 hours. though.
I'm also going to say you could make a case that it is diminishing returns after the second playthrough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a case that it's diminishing from the start.
You're wrong.
I'm
Did
gonna
you
make a
not
case
enjoy it
that
Did
I
you
don't
start
that
with
doesn't mean
PlayStation?
anything.
Did you
Yes.
start with PlayStation?
Yes.
You did.
Yeah, unfortunately.
yeah.
That was why I almost didn't go back to that game, because I had such a bad time playing the PlayStation version that I about dropped it, but it ate away at me in a way that, because like even on PlayStation, like with all the bugs, I could
Yeah.
see what they're going for.
Yeah.
And it was so enthralling that I wanted to experience it, so I did buy it on PC.
Disco Elysium is the most intriguing game to me at this time, but I started with PlayStation,
Awful.
and yeah,
Unacceptable version of the
like
game.
Ryan. I have played maybe 4 hours of this game. You should play this game. Like,
It's on my
Like,
list. It's a long
yeah.
list, but it's on there.
like
I think I own it on Steam, and I just haven't played it yet.
It's
I'm like it is
I do.
fascinating, and it like I remember you bringing this up in our like I don't remember, missed connections or something, but you talked about Disco Elysium, and I compared it to a tabletop role playing game,
Mhm.
and it's that kind of decision making. Like
it's a Baldur's Gate or like similar CRPG, but there's no combat.
right, like you just the depth of character, the depth of just every decision that you make, it's meaningful, and it's a roll of the dice. You never know what's happening, literally, and that is expounded when you play it on PlayStation. So please don't play it on PlayStation, because that's
it really
too much.
fucks me up how it really
I've
bums
got-
it. It
I have
fucks me up
multiple
even more
options
because
on
the
what I can
Xbox
play it
port is
on.
seemingly flawless.
And it still hasn't gotten any better.
Oh
Well,
no,
yeah, it's because it's a PlayStation indie game.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
never. Gonna
I mean,
get
I'm not surprised. I would just wanted to double check.
it
got
is
flambeed.
nuclear throne levels of bad.
Vlamboozled.
Like it
all
is
over
it is
again.
unacceptable how bad that version is. Like it is unacceptable that they are selling that.
That sucks.
Hey,
but-
that's
So- Tying
Well,
back
yeah.
to State of Games, like, this is a crime. Like,
yeah,
but it's nothing
and-
new.
this
And-
is one like I
mm,
don't know what the answer is, because I mean the answer is you pull it from sale. But they've only done that with Cyberpunk. And even then only Sony did that.
which arguably was a good move. Like, I
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
played the updated Cyberpunk. I
It's not much
I
better.
played original, and the bones of that game are so good. Like, as an
Keep
engine,
showing
as a
me
skeleton.
notification of the Elsa
The-
titties.
the,
Stop.
the adamantium skeleton.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
like to answer the question of did a game profoundly affect me this year? Yes, it's Disco Elysium.
I have two.
Yes. Outside of that, like I'm gonna just scour my list here. Like, it's a thing of this like Pentiment or not Pentiment. Disco Elysium set the bar so high that I don't think I can quite compare anything to it. Pentiment
Mhm. I mean, it
sort of
doesn't even necessarily
deals in
be super profound. It can be like, oh, Pentiment was like, oh yeah, maybe I want to start writing again, or Pac-Man Museum was like, I want to go to the museum.
Can I, producer brain, put a pin on Dash's thoughts on Pentiment and move on to Lily's?
yeah. Here, I'll
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. Lily, go.
So I have two. First is Session,
Hell
which
yeah.
inspired me to
Yeah.
partially. It was part of the reason that I wanted to start skateboarding again. And I bought a new skateboard, which is real pretty, and I like it a lot.
It reminds me of my my phone, because I've got the little
Yeah.
floral pop socket.
Yeah. It's real pretty, and I like it a lot. And I went to the skate park the other day, and I skated for about 2 hours, and it was a lot of fun. And my legs still fucking hurt, but it was worth it, and I'm gonna do it again.
Hell yeah.
And the other one was Bloodborne,
Mm.
which just kind of
Really?
inspired me to like push myself and like try to play the game in a way that I haven't before.
To get good.
Like, yeah,
Really
exactly.
made me want to perform strange blood transfusion experiments.
Yes.
Consort with beasts.
Yeah. So, I haven't ever really speed ran a game before.
Spud run.
Spud run. I've never
Past
spud
tense.
runned
I
a
got
game
spud
before.
runs when I ate a bad potato.
I tell you what. But yeah, I've never
Low hanging fruit, but it tastes all the sweeter.
Ooh.
I've never
Dash.
spud runned a game before, but I've been having a lot of fun, just kind of pushing myself to get better at Bloodborne. And I've got my time down to 1 hour and 36 minutes with the in-game timer,
God damn.
which is, I think, pretty fucking good.
It's
That's
beats
probably
my time.
quicker
An
than I'm gonna
hour-
beat that game.
1 hour, 36 minutes, and 12 seconds to be exact.
I just
had-
also,
I
like,
beat
I-
my
that
previous
impressive,
time
sorry.
by 11 seconds.
I don't want to like harp on this too much, but like, and we're gonna be doing Bloodborne for the channel as a thing. Lily has been asking me to play Bloodborne for the channel for years, and I have more or less said the same thing every time, which was, it's too long of a game. Like, Bloodborne
Yeah.
is a 25 to 30 hour game, and we just can't do that anymore. We can't keep it interesting. It won't.
You've
be
been
fun.
saying if
Well,
you
there
can
you
do
go.
it in under 3 hours, we can do it on the channel.
and then to see, like, when you showed me this, I don't want to call it a glitch because it's not a glitch, but this
It's
exploit.
yeah,
It's an exploit. It's not a glitch,
yeah,
though.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
technically speaking, it is playing the game as intended.
exactly. And
So,
I think that
like-
there is still something interesting to show because of that, and also it
Yeah.
allows, like, it opens up a way to do something interesting with this game and keep it
Right.
in like the time frame. So like, I'm really looking forward to doing this.
Yeah,
Like, this
I am
has
too.
been something
And
you've wanted to do for years.
it is. And the thing that I'm really excited about is when I'm streaming the game, the section where I'm doing the exploit is easily the most boring part.
And yeah, it's like, it takes 11 minutes tops. I can talk over it.
Yeah,
Like, we'll be
while
fine.
you're there, while we're together and recording this, you can just tell me and everyone else all of the lore of
I can't do,
Bloodborne,
and like, honestly,
which
and
I have a loose understanding of, but you can just go through all of it.
I haven't wanted to like say this to you because like I've liked your progress and I think like you're getting it so short. I'm not sure I'm gonna have time to talk.
No.
Like-
No. Here's the thing. I do generally about 25 repetitions of the Chalice Dungeon, which takes like 15 to 18 minutes, give or take. So you're going to have plenty of time.
We'll see what happens.
The
Like,
reason I
I'm-
do that is it shaves minutes off of all of the other boss fights.
I'm
It's
well
well
excited
worth
to
it.
do this playthrough. I don't want to spoil too much of it.
Yeah, I'm very excited. So we'll get to that. But those are the two games that I was inspired a lot by those to just kind of in different ways push myself and do
Get the
things
fuck
that I
out.
haven't done before or in a long time.
Lily,
It's been years since I've ridden a skateboard in a serious way. So,
I think that
Yeah.
one of the last times I skateboarded was you and I skating together.
hell yeah. Always a good time. I should go to
Mhm.
California sometime.
You
Just
should.
skate there.
I should. Yeah.
They wrote a whole song about that.
Yeah, Hotel California.
Yeah. That's true.
skateboard California.
That song is meant to be taken literally. Someone save Glenn Frey, please.
He's still there.
I'm on it.
I don't. Oh, here, Danny, you go.
Oh shit. I lost it. You go, Dash.
It was Final
Um,
Fantasy VII.
You had
It
said
was. It
you had
was.
said my name, but
I know. I'm
okay.
several steps behind, and I've lost the tracks of all of them.
Okay.
I
I'm in producer brain now because of weed. So I would like to talk to Dash later.
I'm in the opposite direction.
How
let
about
me
you back
tell
the
you.
fuck off? And how about you stay in your fucking lane, friendo?
Buddy.
Hey, real quick,
Buckaroo.
Dash, can I?
Yeah,
can I edit the
my
Bloodborne
Dash,
lane?
my lane is examining editing.
I thought your lane was a sound. I thought it was a sound crew, but
Got him.
It's that it hasn't been that for a decade.
My lane is weeb shit.
And Power Wash Simulator.
God. it's
Power
such
Wash
a good
Simulator inspired Hunter to bathe for the first time.
Ever.
game. Decades.
Ever.
Zane had to like just blast the barnacles off of him with the triple nozzle.
000.
The 000 degree nozzle.
It's very effective.
Um,
Hunter,
I don't
which Power Washer gun is that nozzle for?
can
is it
you,
the $5,000
Hunter, can you make me a clickbait style quiz for which Power Washer nozzle am I?
Please.
So
Upload
we
it to
can take it
BuzzFeed.
5 times to get the triple pronged.
It's just going to
zero.
be the spinning 0 degree each time.
For everything.
Perfect.
Dash is the 45 degree. Sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I'm a cutie.
All right.
I don't know if it
Fuck off.
counts the same way like Disco Elysium does.
Yes.
I had a really good time doing that Assassin's Creed retrospective project, and I am actually, now that I've gotten confirmed that I'm not getting a book deal, I'm very excited to jump back into that.
So that's not a game, but you writing stuff has been like, all right, fuck it. Maybe I'll hop into doing something.
Dash.
I was doing my Substack regularly every 2 weeks until Elden Ring fucked the whole thing up, and I couldn't play any other game or think about anything else. I was enjoying doing that, and then Elden Ring just fucked me up so hard that I didn't write anything else until I think I did like one other thing, but Assassin's Creed is where I really got back into writing stuff. Yeah.
Dash, I have said similar things to you before, but you are an inspiration. Things in gaming in 2022 that have inspired me. Dash inspires me.
Well, now I'm not so sure.
I'm gonna hit the gritty.
Dash, stand up and crip walk.
I don't know how to crip walk.
Do
He was
Orange
on being more
Julius.
grittying.
This
It's
man-
not Orange Julius, you know it's not. You can. There's a flossing emote in Destiny.
Do the running
I
man.
Wasn't that one of the first emojis?
Lily just bought the running man
Emotes.
emote in Destiny.
I did.
Good,
Not
good,
for real money.
good.
Not for real money.
Well, no. I mean, like,
But
Still,
yes, I did.
that-
I acquired it.
yeah.
That is a 10 reference? Like,
The running man?
The
No, the
Running
running man
Man?
is way older than that.
is it? Like,
Yes.
what? Okay,
Yeah.
when did the running man?
Oh
show
my
up?
god.
Hey Siri,
that-
when did
When
the
is
Running
Destiny
Man come out?
gonna play?
Damn.
1987.
Yeah, that's an 80s thing, right?
Ooh.
That's
Oh,
just a
whoa.
little
wait,
young.
no, that's the movie Running Man.
I don't think that's the dance.
I can
yeah,
confirm.
not what I was looking for.
It just
at
says the
all.
mid 1980s.
I
Okay,
can
so
confirm
same thing.
that the last post I did on my Substack was March 15th. And then I did not write another Substack until November 27th when I was so upset with God of War Ragnarok, I needed to put pen to paper.
Mm.
The Running
But
Man
I did
was
do
developed by
the Assassin's
MC
Creed
Hammer
project in between
1980.
there.
But I think that's different than what the current running man is.
It was originally called The Hammer.
Yeah, because
Because
MC
of
Hammer.
MC Hammer?
Yeah. MC Hammer invented it, but his
Or is it
running
the
man
Red
is the
Scare
one
thing?
Yeah.
It was performed by MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice during live shows and in music videos.
Nice.
All right.
Stop.
It's not the
Collaborate
same
and
running
listen.
man though.
Exactly.
Ice is back with a brand new invention, something that grabs a hold of me tightly.
I love
Like
good
a hawk
daily
both
and
daily
nightly.
and nightly.
That
Do you
reminds
ever
me of
stop?
the fucking-
Yo, I don't know.
There was that Destiny 2 commercial trailer that played all the time before it came out that played Ice Ice Baby because they were advertising the Cold Heart gun. So it's just doom 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 while some dude's sliding around shooting lasers at whatever the fuck. And it's
Was
like
it a
I hate-
GameStop TV thing?
Yeah. And it's just like I hate this so goddamn much.
I do
'Cause-
wonder if there's like an archive out there somewhere of all the GameStop TV episodes. Because
I
there's
hope
those
they
like
Clearly
have-
there is.
There's that like Kmart stuff that like somebody preserved all the Kmart tapes. I want that for GameStop TV.
I hope they have the episode where they didn't have any new trailers for the month, so it was just Agents of Mayhem and like Witcher or something.
You worked there a lot longer than we did.
Do you remember that NBA 2K commercial that had the KRS-One song?
Mm-hmm.
The step
I
into a
remember
world
Oh yeah,
is
that just played 10 billion fucking times every single day.
Has
it's
anyone
Captain
else
Redbeard talking
noticed-
to Bungie at a convention.
Oh,
and he
yes.
calls them Bungie. Because I
Bungie.
think he thinks that's how it's pronounced, and they're like, "Oh, cool nickname you gave us," very like passive aggressively.
So Dash has plunged himself into darkness, and I'm
Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up the stage and wax a chump like a candle. Ice, ice, baby.
I
Oh,
thought you were
you
doing
were
a
staring
Talking
into the
Heads bit.
GameStop abyss. Oh,
Ryan, it's pronounced soup stop.
It is
Yeah, the
pronounced soup.
soup
You buy and
stop
sell
of
your
this.
soup there.
Pre-owned.
he also
Pre-owned
kind of
soup.
looked like Phil Collins a little bit on the in the air tonight.
Hey, remember that thing Dash was talking about yesterday about who he looks like?
No.
Yeah.
You can say
Please.
his name. It's not fucking Voldemort. It's Adolf Hitler.
Oh no, I thought it was
I
Will
just
Wheaton.
didn't want to put it out into the world that you look like him in front of what could be any given number of people.
It could be ones
Dash.
of people.
Yeah, exactly. It could be tens of people potentially.
I still think you look more like Will Wheaton than Hitler.
Dash, put your hand up at a 45-degree angle.
I don't think you
And a
want
key-
the
a-
video.
a
of that.
key-
yeah, that's not a good
Yeah,
thing. To
here,
have out there.
I can do this.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Now go step-
fun. We're having
Go
fun
fall
here.
on some flowers. Go trample some flowers.
So my point here is that beautiful people can look like anything.
Yeah,
And-
beautiful people can look like Adolf Michael Hitler.
Adolf Michael Ballin Hitler.
Dash has the fattest ass in our whole friend group.
That is true. That is extremely true.
Perfect B-roll.
I am caked up on a Saturday evening. I
Double cheeked up.
Double
I
cheeks on a
gained-
Thursday.
I
night.
gained all of this weight over the pandemic, and it went mostly to my thighs and ass.
Hell
Good
yeah.
place to get it. People
It
work
is-
God,
really
I
hard to
wish
get
that
it
were
there.
me.
It was so difficult to buy pants before this. It has only gotten more difficult. I had to throw out all my underwear and buy large underwear. I have stretch marks all over my thighs. Looks like I was mauled by a fucking bear. It
That's hot.
is outrageous.
The
I
first
gained
thing
all the
I
weight in my
noticed
taint.
about
I grew facial hair to give me a slimmer looking face.
Is that why you wear black shirts so often?
Yes, it hides the weight.
And vertical
Dash.
stripes.
Dash, you're incredible.
I get that a lot.
the first thing I noticed about one
Dash
of the
says that to
people
himself
when
every
I,
morning in the mirror.
first started working at Talk. It was one of the bartenders, and I had to go behind the bar to grab something. And I looked, I was like, Jesus Christ, he's got such a fat ass.
Cheeked up.
It's another place where they can store glasses. It's a second shelf.
I went
Yeah.
back into the kitchen. And I was looking at Zane. I was like, dude, Foster's got such a huge ass. And he's like, I know.
It happens.
I was
There's
like,
another guy at work who's
I
got
can
a,
tell he does squats at the gym because damn.
there's a dude at work
Hey,
who has a
Juicy.
fat ass and very powerful calves.
Mm.
His name is Dash.
No,
So this is one of the things that I was inspired by. Tifa Lockhart inspired me to
abs.
Yeah, them abs. Like I like
Great cheese.
I
on
said
those
it
bad
before.
boys.
working out like Final Fantasy VII. I make a joke out of it, but legitimately it made me have a healthier lifestyle.
I love a beefy lady.
Mhm.
Like when character design in both in both just visual and lore, she fights gods.
Mhm. Punches him.
Yeah.
She looks like a
With
fucking
her-
JoJo character.
Takes a tennis racket to their lips.
Mhm. Okay, are we circling back around? where we
Hunter, were you inspired?
Yeah, Hunter, were you inspired?
Not. I was looking at my list and I was like, not really.
Hey, play Disco Elysium.
Never heard of it.
Play Disco Elysium.
I did remember a complaint
the
about Elden
PlayStation.
Ring. I
Hit me.
forgot to bring up. HP bloat is ridiculous on enemies. Once you get to the mountains, I had to start dual wielding swords just because it was taking forever to kill anything at that point.
Sounds like you leveled
Skill
wrong.
issue.
Skill issue.
Fire Giant was really hard.
I didn't
Giant
get
was really
there.
easy.
Fire Giant's
like
hard
that.
with two people.
Skill issue.
Skill issue.
Yeah. I mean, when you can't do it without torrent, it's kind of it's pretty hard.
I switched from Elden Ring to Sifu and then decided to focus on other things, which largely meant Persona 5.
Switched from Elden Ring to
saw Fu,
Sifu and
you
then
ate
finished neither.
Look, man, I really need to play Persona 5. I need to see what all the hubbub about is, even though I've played it.
One of my coworkers started playing Elden Ring, died to a goat after killing a giant, and then never picked it up again. And I call him a bitch every time I talk to him.
Good.
I mean,
every time I talk to him, I go, "Hey, did you finish Elden Ring yet?" And he goes, "No, I fucking got killed by a goat." And I know, I go, "I know, you bitch. Play it again."
Yeah.
It's not that happens every time you play the game.
That's not something I would stop playing over the game completely over, but that's definitely something I would be like, okay, that's enough for tonight.
Mm-hmm. I felt like it actually
fuck
took
off,
me.
Dash. Eat my fucking balls. Dash left a comment in my spreadsheet that says "little bitch."
So it took me a bit.
You have no idea how tempting it is all year long to pop into other people's tabs. Like the amount of self-control I fucking have to like, don't you put that back. You put that back. Change. Fix it.
Need some good visual gags.
Fix it. Nah. There we go.
Well, I didn't actually change anything.
Oh, it's showing that you made part one of my tabs gray. Oh well.
What?
I do look at Dash's stuff
I
so I can remember what came
line
out.
that was empty before. Anyways.
Anyway.
Video
2022 in video gaming.
It is now 2023.
It is now 2023.
Where'd the time go?
The real time was the friends we made along the way.
I am very excited about 2023 in video gaming.
I'm excited about piracy in 2023.
Dash, what excites you about 2023 in gaming?
Let me open the spreadsheet.
I hate spreadsheets.
Dash, will you post the link to the 2023 spreadsheet again?
Do everything.
It's pinned.
Is it?
Yes, please, Dash. Do everything.
It's pinned.
Okay, never mind. If it's
okay, I'm gonna say some. Oh, I need to remove Dead Space Remake from that list because I've already put it on. Okay, stuff to try to. Oh wait, no, I need to put. Actually, I have played 2 games this year because I put one on here that I forgot that I played. Baba Files Taxes.
Baba Files Taxes. Files Taxes.
I guess
so. I did find that one. Yeah, I found that one. So maybe
it's goofy. I slipped him $5 for it. It's a stupid little thing. It's quaint.
I downloaded it, but I did not play it. I completely forgot about it.
It's a dumb little 15-minute diversion that you will drop after that. It's
Can I play it on smartphone?
No,
it doesn't seem like it.
No, I don't think so. It's PC only.
It seems like plausible, but not possible.
Italian mode. Okay, I'm
just here for the gifts. I'm here for the gifts.
It's not pinned in Game of the Year.
That's bullshit. It totally is.
It's not.
There are a few Google Docs that are.
Man, there's one. Fuck you.
There's one from December of 21 and then November of 22, which is the 22 document.
Okay.
And then a poll, and then
hop off my jock pops.
Me saying I can guarantee I'm home and ready by
Dr.
6 because Dash didn't believe me.
What was the one that was posted on
session?
November 24th or November 4th?
It's the 2022 one.
I thought it was pretty close to that.
Document control is difficult.
No, it's not.
Thank you, Dash.
I'm So I have actually preloaded everyone's spreadsheets with stuff they should try to play in 2023.
That's why I
Um,
wanted it.
Yeah, because I'm doing the best I can. I don't know if we would want to just go down this list.
Are these in
and-
release order or just?
They're
just on
mostly release order. They were in release order until I got to the end and realized I forgot
Oh.
stuff.
I completely forgot about Mega Man Battle Network collection.
Yeah.
Yoga
I'm
fan.
very, very excited about that.
Yeah, it is in alphabetical order until I got to the end and then needed to start over because I missed stuff.
When does that come out?
So
Tomorrow.
Fire Emblem Engage. I know that 2 people in here have already played it, so I don't want to dwell on it. I'm just going to skip right over that.
Right.
Forspoken has released at this point, and it got very middling reviews.
Cool.
I want to check that game out, but I'm not insane about it. It looks cringy writing, but it looks kind of fun.
I was gonna say everything I've seen makes it look mediocre. At best.
It looks fun to move around in that environment and kind of boring to do everything else.
Which one? What are we?
Forspoken.
Oh,
I'll try it by the end of the year because it'll be cheap. Theatrhythm Final Marla and Theatrhythm Final Fantasy 3. I have been playing the demo for this for several days now. It is more Theatrhythm. I don't necessarily want to dwell on it. Let's see. I put Atomic Heart on here because it's getting a lot of buzz. I know nothing about it. Like a Dragon Ishin is coming out here in a few weeks. I'm very excited for that.
that's Yakuza, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a little bit of background because this would be a good opportunity to jump onto the franchise. It is an original story set in feudal Japan, but all of the characters use models of Yakuza characters, but they are not the Yakuza characters.
Game Pass?
No, probably not. I guess I don't know for a fact. Probably not.
All the
Not
other
at first
ones are.
anyway. Yeah, but they didn't launch on Game Pass,
True.
so maybe later.
But they came
Um,
out before they were even on Game Pass,
Correct.
right? So I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Pretty sure
Octo-
most of them were out before Game Pass was even a thing.
Right.
Octopath Traveler 2, not my thing, but
I had fun with the first one.
It's gonna look real pretty. please.
Octopath Traveler 1 was is sort of a misconnection for me
it's on Game
because
Pass.
I was gonna say if you want
I-
to borrow my Switch copy after you finish Live Alive, you can.
I feel like I did borrow your Switch copy, and it is a game that you have to spend a very long time with, in my opinion. And I spent a couple months with it and gave it back. I know I don't have the best track record for borrowing and returning things
Or finishing games.
or finishing games.
Well, you don't
Take
got
Elden
Persona
Ring for
5
Sifu
to
and finish
excuse
Nightmare.
I take a very scattershot approach to a lot
Sure,
of
that's a euphemism.
media. Yeah.
I have one thing I want to say real quick.
Say it.
Dash, you sticking that pill bottle to your head reminded me. Remember that time you stuck that suction cup pig to your forehead?
I actually
And burst
I
a
actually think
blood
about that one a
vessel?
lot because
Yeah, me too.
I look at that
Good
photo a lot.
times.
I was Big Boss.
For those not initiated, we were working at GameStop one night and we had these little suction cup pig phone stands for sale. And Dash picked one up and stuck it to his forehead as
In a very
as
similar
anyone
manner
would
to
do.
this.
Yeah, just like that. And boy, was it stuck.
Mhm.
Yep.
And it held
Left
on
a nice
tight.
hickey.
I looked like
Left a nice
Gorbachev at the
hickey.
end of it all.
Yeah, it was real good. It was good content.
My kitty.
Anyways,
After Octopath Traveler, I've written on here Destiny 2 Lightfall. I realize that is mostly a me, but I think I can maybe get Lily in on it.
yeah, I'm excited, but I don't want to pay 100 United States.
You can pay
cash dollars for
$50.
it. I know. And
Pay
Better,
I
but
will
it's still-
hopefully I will pay a bit less than that a
Yeah.
few months after it actually comes out.
Darkest
That's
Dungeon
my
2 is expected to
idea.
hit 1.0.
Darkest
What's
Dungeon
that?
1 sucked.
I
What's
thought people
Darkest
liked that
Dungeon?
game.
I've heard people
Not
like
me.
it. I didn't.
Okay, well, I'm here. I'm just trying to be helpful. So
Hey,
I have
Dash-
Skull and
Dash just makes
Bones
the
written on here,
list.
but
He doesn't
Skull and
make
Bones
the
actually got
games.
delayed since I wrote this on here.
Isn't
So I
Skull
don't know
and
if
Bones
that's gonna
that
be-
pirate game they announced like 7 years ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
it's the pirate shit from Assassin's Creed 4 spun out into its own game.
Did they
Um,
announce
I
it at the
thought that
same
came
time
out.
as Sea of Thieves?
It's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
if Sea of
it was-
Thieves
I think
wasn't
they did.
cringe,
It
apparently.
was because there were like 3 or 4 pirate games that year that got announced, and I think only Sea of Thieves came out.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I need to finish that first one, but I liked what I played of it.
Yeah, I same actually.
I thought it was
Resident-
only fine.
Yeah, I mean,
didn't,
I
didn't
would
finish it.
I would actually I would say that is fine, glass half full. I liked what I played of it.
the first level. and
It's
I thought it
fine.
was all right.
Derogatory.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
fine.
I'm more in the
bad.
fine derogatory where it's like I think I beat 2 worlds and was kind of just like, wow, I have no motivation to continue this.
It's like it
I
takes a
didn't.
lot to get me to not beat a game, I guess, so I didn't beat it.
Well, that's saying something
Mr.
actually.
72 games in a year. Resident Evil 4 remake, that is one of my most anticipated games. I am extremely fucking hyped for that. I cannot wait for it to
Buttons.
completely disappoint me and me to hate it.
It could be good.
Mega Man Battle Network Collection. There's no intelligent reason why they would release this, and yet they are.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm
I cannot
super
fucking
super
wait.
ready for it.
The
Because
only
they're
part
out of,
Mega Man Battle
ideas for
Network
Mega
I
Man.
know
What
is
is
Um,
April 14th? I'm very fucking excited.
there's one part of Mega Man Battle Network I know, and it's where the main character goes, Mega Man, go get him, and then he physically throws the thing with Mega Man into the guy's head and knocks him out.
Nice.
Classic
um,
Mega Man.
Mind you, this is a Mega Man game existing in the timeline where Dr. Light does get pussy, has a kid, and then makes Tamagotchis that are sentient. Unlike this is in contrary to the Mega Man X timeline where he gets no pussy and the apocalypse happens.
Tamagotchis that
Um,
are sentient is just children.
Yeah,
Okay, so
little bit.
Tamagotchis are like scanners, but you don't need to scan barcodes for them.
I have some obscure game written on here called Leg End of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know how that
Sounds
made it
never
on
heard
yours.
of
I
Is
don't
that
know
an
what that is.
itch.io kind of thing?
Yeah, probably some itch game.
It's not how you
Zelda,
pronounce
never
that.
heard
That
of
place
her.
is terrible.
Yeah. Suicide
I
Squad
need
killed the
some
Justice.
ointment.io.
Ooh.
Got him.
I've completely lost track of where we
What?
are.
What is
Because
it's
wrong with
because
my
for my
I need
itch.io.
some-
Okay. Yeah.
Man, woo.
Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. It is Rocksteady's first game since departing the Arkham franchise. I think that game looks fun. I don't like that they are making it a loot game. But I'm still going to try it, and Rocksteady's made enough good games that I want to check it out.
So
Kind of crazy that they haven't done shit since Arkham
Been working on
Knight.
this the whole time.
But that's like a whole generation. That's crazy.
Better hope it's good.
Better be worth it.
I want to try it. Street Fighter. Oh, Danny.
just a question. So, like loot fighters, you are turned off by loot fighters. I should be going to bed at this point.
No, you
I'm
shouldn't.
sorry.
Okay, are you asking me why I am speaking about that game that is a loot game in a derogatory manner when I'm literally playing Destiny right now?
Yes, I am.
I don't mind loot games, and I like loot games. I don't need every game to be a loot game.
Okay.
That's all. Like, I like a loot game, but to that point, I am already going to play at least 2 big loot games this year. I don't need a third one. And this is also not to say that they will do a bad job with it. But that's not what they have done in their previous games. And I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but it is. I don't need another loot game.
So yeah,
that's
if
all.
it's anything like the Arkham games, Batman doesn't need loot.
Yeah.
Are you predicting? Do you have predictions for better loot games this year?
What do you mean by that? Like, do I think that there are going to be great loot games this year?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
and
Lightfall.
do you have aside from Suicide Squad, what loot games do you think will do well, or have you looked that deeply at loot games specifically?
I'm gonna say, yeah. Let me hit you with this because I can talk somewhat specifically about this. The expansion they did for Destiny this year, I really didn't touch on it that much during Game of the Year. They made the best Destiny expansion they have ever fucking made, like without question. Last year with the Witch Queen, it was so motherfucking good.
Which one?
What?
The
Fuck off.
Witch
You
Queen.
got me. You got me. You got me. Like, have fun. So based on that, also like a lot of the things they've been doing leading up to the new Destiny expansion Lightfall, I'm extremely excited for Lightfall. They're adding a new subclass in it. So like you get a whole new like ability and power set, which is it's the equivalent to adding a class to a game. Like it's a kind of a big deal for what it's going to let you do. They're continuing to push the story in. Destiny is not a well-written game, but it is dealing with some like concepts that are interesting, but the minutia of it generally sucks.
Would you say it's a good Warframe is a good comparison for?
So I don't. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
I
I like Warframe.
I'm
Warframe's
not an
a
expert
good
on
game.
Warframe, but it is my understanding that these two occupy similar realms.
Right.
But I haven't played very much Warframe just
I
because
have not played much Destiny, but it seems like they are almost the same game.
Very
just
similar
different
traffics.
servers.
Yeah.
One
so
started off free to play.
I really like where they're taking the story with Destiny in broad strokes. Again, like I know all the Destiny lore and it's mostly bad, very archetypal, very basic bitch shit. But the overall plot line has interesting things happening. As someone who has been invested in this story since 2014, they are taking it some interesting directions from like this has gameplay ramifications, and I'm very curious what's going to happen with it. So I am compelled for Lightfall for story reasons as well as gameplay reasons, but also they are wrapping the first saga of the Destiny story. Not this expansion's coming out in a month, but next year's expansion. They are ending the first era of the story. I'm very curious about that stuff, but I'm very excited for Lightfall. Outside of that, though, Diablo 4 looks fucking great. Like Diablo 4 looks fucking great. Holy shit, Diablo 4 looks good. I loved Diablo 3.
I like Diablo style games. I have not looked at Diablo 4, but
I'll also say to that extent, there are a bunch of good Diablo likes out there. Like Path of Exile, it's my understanding, is extremely fucking good. So there are good loot games up and down the aisles. Like if you want it, like Warframe's another one. Like if you want to play a loot game, there's a million of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Find the ones you like and then stick to it. So that's my side about loot games for 2023. I think that there's a lot of them. There's one for everyone if they are into that. I don't think that they are. The way I feel about Destiny is it is this really good middle of the pack game where it's really not going to show up in my game of the year ever, but I'm going to have fun simmering on it forever. Like it's the shooting just feels good to do. And sure, it's maybe a little like potato chippy in that regard. Like it is a little mindless. It's a little numbers go up. Like sometimes it is just, I'm going to put on a podcast and fucking play Gambit for a few hours. Like
sounds like you've reached like a meditative, like a meditative state with it.
I also think like Destiny knows its audience and it is not for hardcore people. It is for dads. Like everything about the Destiny, like Lily has geared up to not quite end game, but like Lily geared up in a week playing casually.
Like it has been very surprising to me. It's completely different from every game that I've ever played because the incentive is not to win the different game modes that you play. It's just to play them.
Yeah.
You just have to play them 3 times in a week and then you get good shit from it. That's it. You don't have to win matches unless you decide that you want to get a bounty to win matches.
Yeah, like there's higher tier content that cares more about winning and playing hardcore, but like you can just kind of get in and fuck around for a few hours a day, or maybe just a few hours a week and progress.
Like I've been playing with Dash maybe 4 nights a week.
1-2 hours each night.
Yeah, like, and I'm already maybe 50 levels below the actual like level cap from where I started the game.
Yeah, it's
So
It is an MMO. It has like a lot of MMO sensibilities, but without the time commitment of an MMO. Like it's the similar gameplay loops, but it is made for people. Like Bungie knows their audience at this point, and it's like you're not gonna
Bungie.
fucking sit here and
Bungie.
grind through this or whatever. We're gonna have like a little bit of content for the 1% of people who want to play this game like sociopaths, but their audience are fucking dads and people with jobs and
Retired
not-
film directors.
yeah, like it's just very casual. It's fun.
RuneScape if it didn't take 10,000 hours.
Yeah,
So
it's not
bad.
it's not difficult for the most part. Like again, it is just I'm gonna pop in, we're gonna run a few strikes, we're gonna get headshots, it's gonna feel good. We're gonna get an explosion of loot at the end, numbers are gonna go up, we're gonna get some cool like weapon like here like Lily got a fucking cool exotic where the whole thing about it is like when you're in the air as you're shooting people, as you hit people, you get to stay floating in the air so you can just like fly around, and as long as you're chaining hits on people, you get to keep flying around.
So I just move horizontally through the air and it looks like a visual glitch.
All right.
It's like I think Borderlands is maybe the most apt comparison to it, but whereas I think Borderlands has a lot more interesting, like they are less interesting guns, but there's more of them. Every exotic in Destiny, for the most part, is something like fairly interesting or has like big gameplay ramifications to it.
So you would say, would you say that Destiny is like the most apt comparison is Borderlands, but Destiny benefits from being a live service game.
And like this is the thing, like, and I've been harping on this for years specifically about Borderlands. Is like Borderlands should be a live game. And I say this because like Destiny is a game that is actively improved by being a live service game. And it's I know that there's like exceptions to every rule, but it's when people like get mad about games being live service games, like, no, it's not that live service games are bad. It's that some games are live service games that shouldn't be live service games. But when handled well, like a Destiny, or again, I think in the case of Borderlands should be a live service game. Like the idea of weekly content stuff, where it's like, hey, we're going to cycle in this mode, or we're going to cycle in this content this week. Just get on, knock out a few things, like run this mission, and then hop out, get some loot, and then you're good.
Instead, they just sell that stuff to you as DLC now.
Yeah,
the Wonderlands DLC is like weirdly episodic like that, and it's
so I am kind of shifting over to Dash on this one because I got into Marvel Snap after the whole like the whole Magic channel got into Marvel Snap, and I'm playing it regularly. Like it's just kind of like a 20-30 minutes a day sort of thing where I like hop in at the end of the night when I'm like looking for a thing to do, and I get like there's like weekly goals that come out like one a day, and they like last for a long time, and you can
you should have said that out loud. Like that's solid. That's a good bit. Like
Marvel WAP.
Yeah, that's something.
Don't sell yourself short, Ryan. Believe in yourself.
Lily, your audio got fucked up at some point.
God damn it.
Keep going, Danny.
But then there's also like the daily goals that come out every like 4 or 6 hours. I haven't actually kept track because like you only get like 2 at a time, but like you're kind of juggling. Like I can manage getting these 2 or 3 short-term goals done within this like stretch of time within my day, and I can maybe touch up on the other ones and catch them before they're no longer relevant, or I can continue focusing on like plugging away at these longer term goals, and like the game is slightly monetized, but this sort of goal keeping like just kind of tracking your time through these small rewards, that is a sort of just like that is the core game in a lot of ways.
I thought Marvel Snap was extremely effectively like monetized. Like I never put any money into it, and I was having a great deal of fun with it. And then at a certain point, I'm just like, actually, they made a really good thing. I'm gonna slip you $10. Like,
Yeah,
whatever, sure, I'll buy your battle pass or whatever, just because I've enjoyed playing this game. Like,
there was like a character that was like early access with a cool skin that I thought looked fun, and I split $5 for that, and I got some extra in-game currencies, which you gain all of the in-game currencies through play, and you get more of it at a better rate if you like manage your time better.
So like that mentality with the live service games of making the player feel like they need to work this like it's a job is, I think, where stuff starts to break down. A Destiny season, they do 4 seasons a year. A season pass is $10. It lasts for, what is it, 3 months, because quarter of the year. I finished the entire battle pass in 2 weeks, just playing, because I played the game a lot, because I'm really into Destiny right now. But it's like, you don't need to, like, Lily has been playing casually and is a fourth of the way through it in 2 weeks.
I'm a third of the way through.
Third of the way.
Like, I'm at like level 37 out of 100.
You don't have to play it psychotically to get things out of it. It's very much just like, oh yeah, if you want, a few cosmetic things, or a little bit, like, it gives you some more like guns and loot. Like, it gives you an exclusive exotic every single pass. Like, and even that like exclusive content you get, if you miss it for whatever reason, you can get it back through a different system, just by like you have to use some like harder to get in-game currency, but nothing is like, there's no FOMO.
Like, I feel like I've already gotten my $10 worth out of the battle pass.
It also sounds like Destiny gets right the thing that I liked about Battle Pass in Splatoon, of like, yeah, the investment of it gets the balance of like, you don't have to invest more than you want to, but like you want to invest time into it, and it feels it gets the balance of like making your invested time and money feel
like
right.
All of the bonus content in Destiny is like, oh, are you wanting to play this game more than the free-to-play content is like serving you? Okay, sure, get an expansion then. Get a battle pass. Like, you can engage with those things if you are playing this game so much that the free weekly content is just not enough for you. It is super free friendly, and
Danny, you should install it on your PS4 and play with us.
Got crossplay.
I should.
You should.
I might.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It is the number go up.
Yeah, number go up, and it's like, it feels
number
good. Like,
go up and dopamine go brr.
I also like to like make it extremely clear. Destiny sucked ass for years. Like, Destiny was Destiny launch fucked up as shit. They had an entire year of like doing bad. Like, even when they switched over to Destiny 2, like, it has taken them years to get this tuned correctly. And they have put in the time for it. They have learned their lessons, and it's why any of these other like games launching, it's like, fucking just learn from Destiny. Like,
it's also worth noting, Dash and I have not played a moment, not a single second of true PvP.
No. Well, we haven't.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you play Iron Banner and like that kind of shit, but together we have not played a single second of it.
Yeah, it's all PvE, and the PvE is the stuff I like, but the PvP is busted and goofy in a way that is inherently fun. It's like the idea of what if Borderlands had real PvP, like 6v6 PvP? Like, that would just be stupid, and it is.
Which, like, I don't want to do that, and there's still plenty of things to do without a single bit of that.
I'm getting off my soapbox. I feel like I've been talking about Destiny way too long.
What if Call of Duty?
Yeah, I want to get to the second to the last game from the bottom.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep going down the list. Street Fighter 6, I think, looks cool as fuck.
Of course you do.
I think Street Fighter 6 is cool as fuck.
Of course.
I think Final Fantasy 16 looks cool as fuck.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy is the way to go.
Hopefully it stays that way.
Does it carry on the Hot Boys in the Car legacy?
I disagree, but also agree. I think Final Fantasy does.
They've been doing the weird, the Universal Chrysalis, whatever, the 13, 14, 15. They've been doing that for a while now, so I'm fine with them getting back into
I agree. I just also love the techno magic
Mhm.
bullshit.
Alan Wake 2.
Ooh.
I'll play it. Armored Core 6.
Armored
That
Core
looks good.
6.
I'm intrigued. I've not seen anything about it, but it's FromSoft, so I'm
No
interested.
Poison Swamp.
Who's
no bug.
FromSoft?
I don't remember.
Assassin's Creed Mirage.
I think
Anybody?
I
Still
think
haven't even played Origins.
I still haven't played a single Assassin's Creed.
I played Black Flag.
So
Black
Mirage is
Frag
going
Grenade.
back to like Middle East Templar era. You play as a character who was he's like a side character in Valhalla. I'm excited for it. They're very much pitching it as like a what if we redid Assassin's Creed 1, and I'm intrigued with that. There's a game coming out this year called Bomb Rush Cyberfunk.
Good
Yeah.
name.
Bless you.
But is it better
Please?
than the Gunk?
Well, the gunk sucked, so
Yeah, but is
Cyberpunk
Bomb Rush
2077.
Cyberpunk
Would-
going to be this
but
year's The
did the-
Gunk?
I'm trying to make the gunk and the stunk work.
Bomb Rush Cyberfunk is the guys so it's the guys who made Lethal League working with Hideaki Naganuma of Jet Set Radio fame, making essentially a spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio.
Mm.
I like Lethal
Sounds
League a lot.
good.
That game's fucking cool. Allegedly, and I almost want to put an asterisk on this because it's slated for winter, which means I think it's easy this could slip. But Part 2 of Final Fantasy VII Remake is supposed to be out this year.
I mean, that first one didn't take any time at all to come out, so
I know,
I
like,
need a new system.
I think it's very plausible that game slips, but they are putting out a new Forza Motorsport this year.
Big surprise.
You can no, so actually, funny thing about this, you cannot purchase any Forza Motorsport on Xbox right now. They are
Really?
all off of Game Pass. They have all been removed for sale, and they've been gone for months.
weird.
They want people really excited for Fable.
I have a conspiracy theory about this.
Do you?
I think
So-
I want to hear yours, and I'll tell you what I think it is.
Okay, so obviously it's a licensing thing. Like that's always why these things get delisted. It is something
Okay, that
like
was
some
my
license
that was
has
my
expired.
theory.
So, but what is it though? Because it can't be the cars because Forza Horizon, like all three of the games have expired.
It's the tracks.
Well, it could be the tracks. Like they didn't pay for a license on the tracks in perpetuity.
Is it the billboards? The product
I don't-
placements on the billboards?
There is
No.
another thing that is specifically in all three of those motorsport games that had a
Cars.
real life, let's say, difficulty.
Oh, is this a Musk thing?
No. One thing that the Forza Motorsport games feature heavily is Top Gear. And
Okay.
Extensive voiceover work and character work for one Jeremy Clarkson,
Mm.
who is no longer with the BBC and who is no longer part of Top Gear. And if they can't relicense Jeremy Clarkson from the BBC, they can't license those games.
What a weird
this is-
pull.
This is a conspiracy theory. There is no like evidence to support this, but it's the only thing that makes sense to me because they're gonna relicense the tracks for the new Forza. Like
Yeah,
they can relicense the tracks.
like
Um,
no one is stopping the continuation of these licenses except for
Yeah. It has to be something they cannot renew. Or
It's either
it's also
that, or maybe it's just
they don't think it's worth the money. Like that's the
Yeah,
flip
right.
side. Like
it might just be a money thing because it's like if people are saying, "Well, we could just go back and play these tracks on the older game,"
I don't
like,
know.
No, you can't.
I just think it's it's like they don't do that with the old Horizons though. You can still play every old Horizon game.
Yeah, but the new Horizon isn't going to have the same stuff that the old Horizons had,
I
whereas the
guess.
new Motorsport is going to have the same stuff the old Motorsport had.
It
Yeah, I
just
mean, 'cause,
feels
like,
so-
Rockstar did something similar to what Ryan just said with those those older GTA remakes. They delisted the original versions from Steam because they want people to buy the remake.
I just feel like that doesn't track. So like that doesn't track with anything in like Microsoft's marketing ethos though. Like they don't do that with any other games.
It's the only thing really they don't do that with Halo.
You can still play all the old Halos. When they
You don't
did
have
the
to do that
HD,
through the Master Chief Collection.
no, when they did the HD version of Reach, they put it into the Master Chief Collection, but you can still just buy and get Halo Reach. Like Like you can still get those, or like when they did those like new versions of Doom, you can still buy all those old Xbox 360 versions of Doom. Like again, not necessarily this like the level of high profile, but it's like the Forza thing would be unique to Forza specifically.
Right.
The
Forza's Microsoft's
old
Madden
Skyrim is
FIFA.
there, and new Skyrim like remastered is there. Like it's literally just Forza that is out of line on this in a way that makes me think it's a can't, not a won't.
Right.
But I don't know, that conspiracy theory. Moving on.
That's just a game theory.
But that's just a theory. Game theory. I'm getting like a pain right here underneath my left titty.
That's where
That's
your
your
liver
heart.
is.
Serum.
No, it's fine. The heart's closer to here.
That's your liver.
Yeah, it's my liver. It's from the alcohol liver shot. All this lifetime
Dash
of
is an
drinking hard
alcoholic.
liquor. I have Gumbrella written on here.
Could
It
be
looks like a good little indie game.
Little indie thingy.
I am almost setting myself up for disappointment, but I did write Hollow Knight Silksong on this list. That
Any
game
day
is never
now.
coming out.
2025 game.
The game is never coming out. That is not a real video game.
Any day now. Just you
Kerbal
watch,
Space
they're gonna
Program
shadow
2 will be hitting 1.0 this year. I was not a Kerbal person, but
I didn't even know they were making a second one.
I
Yeah,
didn't hear the name.
it's a Kerbal Space Program. It's
Oh, that one. 2? Weird.
2.
Is it coming to Wii U?
Hopefully.
It's the only confidence on.
Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man or whatever, like the man without a face or something like that. I think they're doing a new like Kiryu story. While they are continuing to focus on Ichiban as the protagonist of the franchise going forward. I think it's a
Right.
bad move and they need to stop making those Dragon Quest games. They're fucking awful, whatever.
Mhm.
Lollipop Chainsaw is getting a remake this year. Ground up remake. I think that is an insane thing to do, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like, let's.
I
fucking
think it's a
go.
good decision.
No involvement from Grasshopper. So this
Mhm.
is somebody who kind of liked the game redoing it, which makes me think we're getting another 13 remake kind of situation where they're gonna completely misunderstand what was good about it.
I would be curious what they
Counterpoint:
found.
Lollipop Chainsaw is not good. Like,
I like Lollipop Chainsaw.
I would also
I never
be
played it.
curious what they found good about Lollipop Chainsaw. And
Lollipop Chainsaw is a way better game title.
Lollipop.
It's such a
Chainsaw.
good name.
Cheerleader uniform, massive breasts, Elsa, frozen,
Disney colors.
big
Um,
boobs.
Severed
Oh God, you've predicted the Dolly game.
Spider-Man 2 is allegedly coming out this year. Those games are quite popular in this chat. It looks like you're going to play as Peter Parker in it though, which is a big fucking mistake. They learned nothing. Metal Slug Tactics is allegedly coming out this year.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that.
Metal Slug is cool. I like a tactics game. That seems like a cool thing to have a tactics game of. I'll fuck with that.
I was wearing my Metal Slug shirt, and some guy asked if I was a mechanical engineer, and I said no, it's a video game, and then he stopped talking to me.
Nice.
Living the dream.
Pikmin 4 is supposed to be out this year.
Truly.
Skate Story looks badass as hell. You are made of glass and pain, and you must skate.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's I kind of wanted to talk about this. It looks, I don't know, it looks really cool.
Yeah, no, I want
Looking
to
at
fuck
it on
with it.
Steam, it kind of looks like Hades meets
Wait,
Ollie Ollie.
so
I need to
is
put
it,
Hades
is, it
2
a,
on this list.
is it a roguelike skateboarder?
It's not a skateboarding game like Skater Tony Hawk. It's a more
No.
like a
It looks
looks
like Ollie
weird.
Ollie kind of.
Yeah, it
or
looks more like
Skate
Ollie
City
Ollie.
on Apple Arcade almost.
Hades 2 is also supposed to be out this year, so I will put that on.
Oh,
the
that's
list.
true.
Hades too nuts.
Hades 2 nuts. Of course, Starfield is coming out. Man, I feel like the weirdest person about this. It just looks like nothing.
It looks like-
I agree.
It
So
looks
you're
like
not the
somebody
weirdest person out
took
there.
the saturation on No Man's Sky and just slid it all the way to the gray.
I'm
But,
also like not a Bethesda psychopath. Like,
But
Yeah.
it's like I don't think they're like not giving anybody anything. Like I saw an article that came across my feed that was like eagle-eyed gamer noticed something in the stuff they showed, and it's like for a frame you can see that you had the option to pickpocket, and it's
Like, yeah,
who
I
fucking cares?
it's like it's
Like,
gonna
holy
do
shit.
that style of game,
It's
and
gonna do the Bethesda thing.
yeah, and I
It's
don't
just gonna be Skyrim
need
in
one of
space.
those. Like,
There-
I'll play it. It's on game. Like, fuck it, it's on Game Pass. I don't give a shit. Like,
It's an aesthetic skeleton. It's gonna be like Cyberpunk 2077 at launch is how I see it coming.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
I'll play it.
Yeah,
Like,
if nothing
All
else, it's a Bethesda
10,000
game,
of the
so
features.
It'll have like extensive mods available like a couple months after release. So
I
Yeah.
don't whatever. I'm not a Bethesda psychopath. I like New Vegas. New Vegas is one of the greatest games ever made.
If you like the aesthetic, it might be worth programming with.
How about you play a real fucking RPG like Disco Elysium, or like fucking
Never
what's
heard
that?
of
Or fucking Pillars of Eternity 2. Like,
Elden Ring.
play a real RPG.
Play a video game.
And then the last thing I've written on here is Hi-Fi Rush, which was shadow dropped and is getting ridiculously great reviews from seemingly everyone who touches it. I think the game looks like dog shit. And I wanted to turn the stream off when it was on. I will check it out once I'm done with Dead Space. But
Never gonna
That-
finish Dead Space, so he doesn't have to check out Hi-Fi Rush.
Yep.
Dash
Stop
isn't going to
playing-
play anything this year except
I can't
Destiny.
stop playing
because he won't
Destiny.
finish Dead
I
Space.
love Destiny so much. So much fun.
Distinky.
Dead
got-
stinky poo.
The stinky poo.
I've got a bow. It's called Trinity Ghoul, and it shoots a lightning arrow into triplicate. And whenever you get a critical hit on someone or kill someone with lightning damage, it then makes it so the next like arrow you fire calls down a bunch of thunder onto your enemies. So if that kills people, you just get to just doing fucking thunder arrows forever, and it rules.
More like Trinity
So-
Stool.
It's the Destiny version of the tri-tip nozzle, the
Yes.
tri-tip 360. Yeah.
It's my favorite like weapon in Destiny, but it didn't even come out last year, so I couldn't bring it up in weapon or tool. But it's cool as hell. So yeah, that's I think 23's got some bangers, and obviously there's going to be stuff that gets announced and comes out before them. But that's just kind of an overview of the big titles. I'm excited. I think there's tons of good stuff coming up.
We'll see.
I'm really enjoying that fucking Dead Space remake that I will never finish.
Dead Space,
Um,
good game.
Dead Space, yeah, Dead Space is a great fucking game. So I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. Is this? I'm gonna post a picture of this. Keeps coming up in my Twitter feed. It's because it's a plush that goes on sale. I really like looking at this guy. I just really like this guy a lot.
Sure.
Like looking at him. I like thinking about him.
I like it. What's it from?
Monster Hunter.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
I
They
like
should
it less.
they should make a fucking new one of that new Monster Hunter.
should they?
I think
Monster
they
Hunter World
just
2.
announced
make a
like,
Monster Rancher.
Monster Hunter
A Jolly
World.
Rancher.
I
I
think they
would-
just announced more DLC for Rise or something the other day.
That's on Game Pass also, and people seem to like it a lot.
You didn't play it?
I've been busy with fucking games,
Thought
but
you wanted a new Monster Hunter.
Been playing
no,
Destiny.
it is a new old Monster Hunter. I want a new Monster Hunter.
I want another remake of 3.
Yeah, that is what we as a society need.
You're right, it was
I-
on the Wii.
I just opened up the Slack for this conversation.
You saw Elsa?
Yeah.
Robe,
Hell yeah.
massive breath. Like, you know that point in like fucking Winter Soldier where they're activating him to like go Winter Soldier mode, but it's just fucking like fucking Baron Zemo saying robe, massive breasts.
All I
Elsa
see is
portrait,
Frozen,
wavy
but for
hair.
grown-ups.
frozen, big breast. Then fucking Sebastian Sands banging on the glass trying to get out, and he's just fucking Disney colors, illustration, concept art, digital painting.
I'm so
Smiling.
angry. I'm so angry.
Oh, it's good.
Ah.
Frozen book for grown-ups.
Marvel WAP.
I love this guy though. He's a good guy.
He's a good
I'm-
guy.
Do we have anything else?
I don't think so.
I-
think
Fear
got all
Factory
my-
5 was so fucking bad.
I'm sorry, Hunter.
I'm a little jazzed out.
Hey, Roller Drome was really fucking cool.
was okay.
Actually, there was one more thing that
I
it
also
has
have
been
one thing.
bugging me for months. Dash, you said you were playing a surprise game that will be revealed at Game of the Year.
I
Yeah.
did
And
reveal
you
it.
never talked about
No, I
it.
did.
It's Scorn,
It wasn't Scorn,
the quarry.
and I did talk about it, and I did say
but
this
you
was
did-
my surprise game.
What
was
game was it?
It was Ender Lilies.
Oh,
yeah.
well, it wasn't a surprise for me. So play something I wanted you to play.
I
just-
don't remember you talking about Ender Lilies.
Oh,
so-
it was during Best Game Not Released in 2022. I said I think an important part of like the Game of the Year process is pitching other people your games, and that doesn't mean a whole lot if no one actually plays the games. So Hunter legit, it happened when I was editing the 2021 Game of the Year, and Hunter was like talking about Ender Lilies a lot, and I'm like, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna fuck with that. And because Salt and Sacrifice ended up being really really shitty, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking try this, see if this can get my rocks off, and I really enjoyed it. I had a great time with it. I didn't go for like I didn't go for like the true ending or anything like that. I didn't like it quite that much. But I had a great time going through it, like a solid like 15 hours for a 2D Souls-like Metroidvania type thing.
What can you play Ender Lilies on?
I think
PC
it's on
and
Switch and PC.
I
Might
played
be
it on PC.
PlayStation too.
Okay.
Oh, you can get it on PS2?
Only PS1.
Yeah,
The only
it's-
other thing I have is I'm looking at my like in the moment notes, and I wrote Neon Violet PP, and I forgot what I said.
Oh shit, this isn't Google.
Yeah.
You're gonna get some interesting results if you search that.
I don't want to fucking I don't want to get too into it because I don't want to seem like I'm being a bully or like make another person here feel really bad.
But fuck you, Hunter.
But man, Temtem is fucking cool, and it fixes so many problems with Pokemon, and it's so fucking cool. And it does the thing of we are fed up waiting for Nintendo to fucking fix something, so we're gonna do it ourselves.
The
And they
Axiom
did
Verge
it,
of Pokemon.
And it's great. Yeah.
It sounds. I want to play it.
I'm
I
so
wanna
sorry.
play it
But I
so
guess
bad.
my only complaint about it, it is a very long game.
You know what? I don't mind long
I
games.
know it is. I'm at 30 hours, and from what I can tell, I'm about halfway.
Great.
And I have burned out on it. But I really enjoyed all my time up until like the end of it. It then gets to the point, like also, it has very like this is not a children's game. Like there is the main like the villainous Team Rocket is literally committing a genocide of an entire race. Like they are literally Nazis. You have got a they them non-binary piece of shit rival who they just fucking murder in cold blood.
Oh,
Holy shit!
Like they just
Good for
fucking
them.
kill them.
God, I wish
Um,
they were me.
Yeah, it's wild. They swear.
I want
frick.
to play this game so bad.
It's cool. I
I
really
might-
recommend it.
I might try. Maybe they fixed some bugs. I haven't
bet
been
they
paying attention.
Doubt it.
Not.
Oh,
I mean,
heck,
if you
my
have an
Tem-
Xbox, I'd just lend you my fucking copy of it.
Yeah.
Danny, we should talk. I will sell you my Xbox.
We should talk.
I do not.
We should
I
talk.
never use it. It is a DVD player for me at this point.
everything gameplay
So-
wise I've heard about Temtem makes it sound neat, but every Temtem I've seen looks fucking ugly, and I don't want to look at them.
You're
They
not.
should give
Nah.
Pikachu a gun.
You're not
doesn't.
completely wrong. There are some good ones, but there's also some really bad ones. But even the good ones have a little bit of a Fakemon vibe to them.
Ugh.
And I mean,
Pokemon.
every Pokemon design is designed to be a friend, and I believe that from my impression that kind of carries through to Temtem, maybe not as well.
I would also say that the Temtem designs are as good as modern Pokemon designs. I hate to sound like a fucking boomer yelling at my fucking cloud on that one, but I think
Again,
the
Ryan,
Temtem
you should
designs
say
hang
that
with
out
modern
loud.
Pokemon.
I did say
Modern
that out
Pokemon,
loud.
modern
Oh.
Pokemon designs are top notch.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Love
Here.
all of them.
Look,
the
the
fucking-
one where the
fucking
mice are holding
engine-
hands is cute. I like that one.
The
And a mouse.
engine. Oh, I love that engine.
Look, let me talk to you about Chubby.
Talk to me about Klefki.
Talk to me about fucking Klefki.
Talk to me about
Magikarp.
Trubbish.
Like, I'm
Yeah,
is
Trubbish,
cool.
just
So
a
Garbodor.
pile of garbage. Like, Muk is slime. Garbodor is garbage.
Did you guys
Muck
know
is
that
cum
Muck
backwards.
Did you know that Muck backwards is Dracula?
Snake. Like there's some bad Temtem, but there's also some really good Temtem that I like a lot.
Yeah.
Like the
I-
platypus guy is good.
I love all the friends I made in the first hour and a half of Temtem.
First 30 minutes.
There's some good ones. There's some bad ones for sure, but I like a lot of them. Yeah, Temtem's like Temtem was so good. It's like I can't play Scarlet and Violet, like, because I know I'm just gonna be fucking angry.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
fucking angry at Pokemon for years.
Did you
Well,
play Legends?
Speaking of Scarlet,
Yeah, so I did play Legends. I didn't finish Legends. I think like Legends is a really good prototype of what I hope is a better Legends 2.
Right.
But what they did, I feel very similar to that Pokemon Legends Arceus as I do over Breath of the Wild, where this is a fantastic like first pass at this.
First
I'm
draft.
really excited to see how they iterate on these ideas.
And
Yeah.
so,
I'm still gonna keep my fingers crossed for a Let's Go Johto.
Oh,
like,
every time.
I know we'll never get it, but I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed
Every
forever.
state of games, like,
Ohio.
God damn it. I lost it. I lost the track.
Itadakimasu.
But,
Hunter was gonna say something about Pokemon.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they really backload the story in that, and it's like all shitting on one guy's life. It's just like, hey, you thought he had a pretty bad backstory with his dying dog. Guess what? It just continues to shit on him, and then it just ends.
So, but do all three stories converge? Because
I mean,
I
they
know there are.
converge in the sense that before you can go down into the crater, you have to finish them all, and then like all three of them from those stories are like, oh, like everyone I've seen have finished the Titan things because of the dying dog thing. They're like, I want to see the dog get better. So they always do that one first.
What the dog doing?
And
what does dog do?
But on the
Every
dog.
single time
But a
the
dog.
dude there, he's like,
Dog with the
well,
butt
we
on.
could go down now,
Dog with
but
the
it's
dog.
dangerous. So we need somebody who's as good as a Pokemon champion and also somebody who's really good at technology stuff. If only we knew two people like that. And then you have to finish the other two stories, which is just beat the Pokemon League and beat the villain team.
Hunter, did you play Rogue Legacy 2 at all?
Yes, I did.
Did you finish it?
Yeah,
I liked Rogue Legacy 2.
it was all right. I like the
I
chef.
forgot it existed.
Yeah. I think
Is
that's
that
another
a
one
Star
that
Wars thing?
that got yeah, it is. I think it's a game that got hampered really badly by a long early access cycle.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
I-
completely forgot about it shortly after it came out. Like, went into early access until it came out.
Yeah, I tried to just actively avoid it. I would have really liked to play Freedom Planet 2 this year.
Did that come
Is that-
out?
Is that the Sonic thing?
Yeah, it's the Sonic thing. It was a misconnection. It was like it would be like a number 4, number 5 misconnection for me. I would like to play Freedom Planet 2.
That first one was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked that game. I need to try Ghostwire Tokyo.
It looks so boring.
It looks so bad, but it's gonna be on Game Pass, and I'm gonna play it then.
I'm gonna play it when it hits Game Pass if I can. It might only be on the new console, so probably
Can
not.
can I propose? I want to play Tokyo Ghostwire, and I would like Dash's
not the name of the
commentary
game.
while I play it.
Yeah, I
So
want
you
Dash
asked me
in
to
my
save
ear the
myself
whole
for
time.
marriage.
Yes.
We should really bring back Video Game Book Club that Hunter killed because the suggestion was so bad it killed the whole fucking concept.
I agree. We should do that again.
It's not my fault. You guys don't have taste.
We gotta
The
start with
worst
Fable,
thing,
though.
the worst thing is like
Fuck
that was a
Fable.
completely good suggestion. Like I actually was really on board with it. until I started playing it and the game gave me headaches. Like
What game
that
was this?
it was Fable.
Fable.
Oh God. Okay.
I think that's a fantastic suggestion though on paper.
Yeah.
but
On paper, it's a great suggestion.
it literally, we all hated it so much that we stopped doing the entire concept.
I
The
don't
way
even
God
remember what we
intended.
actually got done in it.
I
We
had to
played
give up on it
Nier.
like really quickly because it gave me it was the visual bug that like you didn't believe me on, and then you played it and you're like, oh, this is Dash actually isn't making it up this time.
No. I mean, like, we did 1 or 2 video game book clubs before that, and I cannot remember what they are.
We
We
did
did Limbo,
Nier.
we did Wolfenstein, we did Nier, we did
Did we do Nier?
yes, we did a Nier.
Yeah,
Cast.
that's
Yeah,
when
we
we
did Nier.
established Jason and Lily are cops.
No, Jason
No.
came
No,
out. Jason was the
Jason's
surprise
Ryan and
entry.
Lily.
Ryan and Lily are
Ja-
cops.
Ryan and Lily are cops. That's right.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
bad
Dash and
news.
Jason
I've been
are
thinking
cops.
about
Fuck
playing
off.
Nier again.
No, I know Dash is not a cop. Dash,
I've already
Dash
said
is
this to Dash.
Would you play Nier Automata or the remake of the first one?
Don't play the remake of the first
Automata.
one.
Play the
Game's
remake
bad.
of the first one.
I
Game's
played
bad.
Near
Your one's
Reincarnation.
better.
Yeah, that one.
The
Mobile game?
mobile gotcha.
No, Near
Wait.
Numbers is the bad one.
Right. Numbers. is what the-
Does that make Danny a cop?
No.
It sounds like the kind of thing. that
Danny's
would.
a
I mean-
third, more ominous thing.
Danny's a Walmart security officer.
Yeah.
Man, you want to talk about
Danny's
hard to
gotta roll
reconcile
quarters
fucking
but
with
feelings.
in a menacing way. In a menacing way.
Like you think you forgot to pay for that candy bar you have, and you're like, oh shit, is this gonna go off?
And like too sweet for you to like be a dick about it, but like not enough for you to like feel bad about being a dick about it, so you're just conflicted the entire time.
Mm.
People should play Disco Elysium if they want to talk about being cops.
Disco is
People,
dead though.
people should play Disco Elysium if they want to talk about feeling like cops.
I want to play Punk Elysium.
I also would play Punk Elysium.
Disco.
Gunk Elysium. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk Elysium. This has really gotten out of control.
This
Yeah.
has gotten out of control.
But that's fine. That's
Did we
fine.
have
that's,
any in the first place?
That's how
This is-
that's how jazz is supposed to go.
Yeah, we've definitely kind of morphed from a little more straightforward, maybe some like cool jazz, and now we're solely in free jazz territory.
and I think like every good jazz performance, you need to know when to stop.
I
Right, 20
agree.
more minutes.
Some
and
people
we're-
would say that that's at the beginning of the jazz performance. Many people
I
would say
say
we never should have made a
most
performance
11.
at all.
Give us at most 11.
I will say in 2022 I got into jazz. It finally all clicked for me. Yeah,
So you
roll
can
your
say
eyes.
you like jazz.
I do. Jerry Seinfeld's B man would really dig it. I think, does he like jazz in that, or is he just asking?
He's just asking.
Oh, he just wants to know.
Yeah. Because he wants to bang that human lady.
And he is a bee. He is a bee, and he does bang that human lady.
My lifestyle.
I have one thing that I want to talk about that kind
Say
of
it, Lily.
irritated me. So I had just finished getting all the achievements in Vampire Survivors, and I was coming up on the end of the story in Session. And I was thinking about maybe trying to go for all the achievements in Session. But Session does a thing that I don't really care for in games where the trophies are do 500 of this trick,
Hate it.
and then there's like 30 of those. And that shit just sucks.
Yeah.
Dash got
That I
liver
hate that. Like grind for a total of 42 kilometers.
That sucks.
And like the
Manual
worst
for
is
21 kilometers.
the worst
And
is when you
Perform
check it.
500 laser flips.
Wait,
God.
these are not like long-term things. These are things you have to address.
I mean, they're just achievements.
But it's like those ones where it's like you finish the game and you're like, I'm not even a quarter of the way there. So now I need to
Right.
grind out laser flips.
Right. And then
Oh.
there's like 20 of them. And it's just unfortunate. Like at first I was kind of hyped to be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do everything that this game has for me. And then I look at the trophy list and it's like, oh, I'm gonna I'm gonna have to put like 40 or 50 more hours into this fucking game
It's not good.
just to
No.
grind out these achievements, and that's
grind.
not worth it. The dopamine boost for that is not. I would rather put that time into Destiny making the number go up.
Gotta get that
I'm gonna
grind.
melon
grind.
grab these achievements.
Hey,
Yeah,
was
like
Snake was Skatebird this year?
No, it was last year.
No.
Okay.
I think it made everyone's most disappointing. It made my most disappointing.
Okay. Just wanted to be sure.
So
I don't-
That's all I wanted to say.
Was-
I didn't.
was
I didn't
Skatebird
like the
last year?
the trophies.
Yeah.
I think so. I trust that. I don't have it written on my games you played, so I would believe that.
2021.
Yep.
That
Okay.
was last. Well, that was 2 years ago, technically, but
Because I remember
that
talking
was 2
about
years ago.
Skatebird, but I wasn't part of 2021.
Hmm.
Calling
Uh,
it.
games.
Are we
I
calling
think
it?
that's jazz.
I made my forehead dirty, dicking around.
Would
The
you do
Price
that
Chopper
for?
logo rubbed off on my forehead.
Price Chopper, please sponsor us.
It's better fucking pill bottles, Price Chopper.
Should know
But
that
yeah,
Get a
people are
less
gonna
greasy
stick it to their
forehead, Dash.
foreheads.
I'm good. Look, I'm
Trade it out for a
trying.
newer model.
I am trying. Damn it.
But
yeah,
actually, greasy and oily faces preserve your youth. So
yeah, that's why
you wanna keep
that's
it.
why I have my boyish good looks.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime
Yeah.
I think of greasy faces, I remember that Ito story.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, me too. One time I tweeted Grease 3, my face.
Got him.
Got him.
Like
my
with John
face is-
Travolta and shit.
Yeah, the third one. That's the
Okay.
subtitle is my face.
Okay. Well,
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, I'm glad. Like, yeah, we definitely should have ended that maybe 10 minutes earlier.
Probably.
Yeah, maybe 2 hours.
No, hey, I
earlier.
wanted to talk about session. Fuck you.
That was 2022
2
in
minutes earlier.
jazz.
But yeah, I think we'll draw things to a close, and then based on when this comes out, I'm gonna say look forward to our upcoming playthrough of Bloodborne